can just roll back a VOD and be like, what did I say? Because I'm like, I introduced an NPC 4 months ago nearly, it seems, and their name was maybe Sharon. They were maybe a dwarf, maybe a halfling. It's one of the smaller races. Could be a gnome, maybe a flump. Not a flump, they didn't have enough tentacles. They was mind flare. But
Wait, what?
oh yeah, sorry, the whole crew is Illithid, but they're all just pretending to be other things.
I knew it.
Alright, so to recap, I didn't even have my notes open, I'm so not ready for this. Let's recap last week. All 3 of you guys were here last week, yes? In fact, everybody was here last week, apart from Jamie. So, we were underwater. We were fighting. Oh, that's right, we've got a cleric with us now. I have to figure out what to do with that. I completely forgot that Annie played with us last time.
Yeah.
So, we also have a cleric that we, an extra cleric, a spare one. You guys went to retrieve Michelangelo's statue, successfully getting it out of the wreckage of the Life's Gambit. While there, you were attacked by some scavengers of a Sahuagin nature, who were not happy to find an aquatic half-elf plus friends shuftying about in their territory. You didn't manage to kill them. One of them escaped. The priestess spellcaster type 1, the leader, left. They were not in the best shape, and I'm sure it's gonna be fine. You found a bunch of other stuff on the Life's Gambit, somewhere in the order of 4,000 copper, 1,000 silver. I think there was like 110 gold in there as well. Some various trinkets, accoutrements, just shit that was still on the ship when it sank. Including some magical items, a couple of potions, and a cloak, if I recall. And I've written down here that you were planning to declare that you found 1,750 copper, 300 silver, 55 gold.
We did have a debate about this for a while last week.
A long, long time you sat in a boat discussing while Lance rowed the slowest she's ever rowed, so there was enough time for the conversation to happen.
I believe she was teaching someone how to row.
Yeah, true. I don't remember who, but
I think it was Nephilim, possibly.
Maybe.
Because Michelangelo is just outside the boat, just swimming alongside.
Yeah. I can't find the chat where we posted what we thought.
It is the one that the call is in.
Yeah. We just lost Shelly.
We didn't lose her. She's coming back.
Okay.
Trust me.
But the 55, 500, 1750.
It disconnected me for no reason.
Yeah, you definitely didn't hit leave call by accident while trying to look at the chat history. No, those buttons aren't close to each other.
But yeah, those numbers are right.
Anyway, can we add that to our inventory, whatever that was?
Okay, so you found 3,500 copper, 1,000 silver, 110 gold. You are declaring 1,750 copper, leaving 1,700. In fact, it's half of those numbers. So you can add 1,750 copper, 300 silver, 55 gold to the party overall.
I wasn't that quick.
1,750 copper. 300 silver.
Yep.
Yeah.
And 55 gold pieces.
Cool.
Party treasure. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Now, we begin. It's a peaceful moment for you all. You have a little sense of foreboding as to how this upcoming conversation is going to go, whether it's fraught, what's going to happen, how they're going to react if they discover your deception, whether you should be deceiving. There's very conflicting thoughts for a few of you, I think, as the six of you are making your way back to the Wave Sphere. The boat pulls you up. Malkor leans over the side. You went, alright then, how'd it go?
They almost killed, did it go?
Yeah, you look a little bit worse for wear, don't you? Oh my goodness. I bet that was Sahuagins, that was. I can see the trident right there. Well, that's your trident, but I mean the marks of tridents impacting upon your forearm. It's awkward now, isn't it? So, not dead then, that's good. Did you find anything good?
A little bit of gold, a little bit of silver. Just the usual. Not much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suppose quite a bit washed up on the shore that we found and collected already, and, you know, it's... Things don't stay in the ship, you know, once it's underwater, because a lot of things float, and then you've got other things like Sahuagins coming in and raiding it and whatnot, so, you know, it's not unexpected you didn't find much. I already had a chat with Plonius about what to do with the stuff, and he figured that, you know, since it was your ship, and given that, you know, there might be a new direction for our, you know, friendly pirate vessel, maybe a little less piratey, a little bit more smugglery, maybe, you know, just like to take it down a notch. We thought we'd just let you keep whatever you found because it's kind of yours already, and we don't want it to be super awkward on our way back to Imadori.
Okay.
Laval.
I'm not gonna say no because I almost died for the shit. So
yeah, well, I mean, you certainly look like you earned it, and I wouldn't want to take that away from you. No, not you, Lance. Because, you know, you're so big. But also, yeah, I know. I literally wouldn't try and take any money off you. I got to be honest. I'd wait till Plonius was here and let him do it because I'm a bit of a wuss like that. Now, we're going to be sailing for quite a bit, so, you know, just letting you know this is the last time we'll be near shore. If there's anything you want to pop across and do, you know, we're just waiting for Plonius's group to come back, but by the looks of things, you found the ship and he didn't, so maybe they're still looking. Be good if we can get some kind of a message or a note to him, but I don't know whether anyone knows, you know, any kind of that magic. I've seen it done before, and you all seem very eclectically capable. No?
I don't really do magic.
I mean, I don't know who does what. You've never run me through, you know, capabilities or anything. Although now that you mention it, it would be good to know.
I gotta check on Maui real quick. Maui! Hey!
Well,
Maui,
I mean...
the best dog in the world. We love Maui. He's even better than my own dog, and it takes a lot for a dog owner to say that. Not that my dog lives with me.
You got to have a dog, Lucky. Not loud one.
So, awkward loot conversation avoided.
Awkward loot conversation avoided, yep.
Hooray.
Lofty, I can feel the enthusiasm coming from you, like physically. I'm in Germany, I can feel it emanating from London already. Just waves of it rolling over me, man.
I'm glad that, like, that's how that went.
It was always going to go that way. That's why I was in stitches the whole time you were having that conversation last time.
Well, we didn't know.
No, you didn't, but I did, and it was great. The wonders of being the DM. So, yeah, and as first mate of the ship, and you know, you're going to be on it for a little bit, and we're on our way to Imadori, it would be good to get a little bit of a, you know, summary maybe of what your capabilities are, so that when you've all got to pull your weight, it's not a passenger situation. Do you know what I mean? So if there's little odd jobs doing and somebody's particularly suited for it, I'd rather somebody did something they can do well rather than did something they didn't like. But sometimes it's both, and you just can't avoid it. And he sort of looks at you expectantly, sort of trying to do like his own visual assessment and deciding that he's probably not good enough at it.
Oh my god, we talked about this and I can't find it now. Well, freaky frig. I can definitely do some Chopin things, extra duties. I can navigate a little bit.
Yeah, we're pretty good with the navigation right now, I have to say. What with Plonius being a navigator, and then we've also got Atho. He's a bit shit compared to Plonius. Don't tell him I said that.
Oh.
And he sort of looks around nervously, like he suddenly remembered he's on the main deck of the ship, and it's the I just said something that was funny but possibly racist. Let me just look. Nope, nobody there. Good, and then you move on. So he's sort of just looking expectantly. Then he turns and he nods to you. Yeah, well, General Chopin, that's good. Any of the rest of you got any useful skills you could put to use on ships?
I'm strong.
Michelangelo, I can believe that. That seems accurate. I will.
I can heal people.
You can heal people? Oh, no, that is actually very useful. I'll tell you what, I'll just put you on standby. Any healing that comes up, your job.
Alright.
And I imagine this one can heal as well. And he looks to Mara and she nods and goes back to being not here. What about you then? And he looks to Rovan.
Well, I'm quite dexterous. I should be good around the rigging, I hope. And I can do some basic healing.
How are you with knots?
I'm not sure. I've never been on a ship.
Oh, you're not sure? Sure with knots?
Rovan just gives you a very blank look. Of like,
oh,
he
just
wasn't
my
telling
little
a
joke.
there.
Don't worry about it. We like a lot of puns on the Wave Sphere. So
I thought it was hilarious.
Well, thank you, Lance. I appreciate that,
You're
even though
welcome.
visibly it was completely not possible to tell that you thought that in the slightest. But I will take your word for it, because how could I disbelieve somebody with such a large trident, eh?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we know what we are on this ship, don't worry. So, and then he looks around the rest and, gets a little bit of an idea from Nephilim what they might be good at doing, and Bjorn what they might be good at doing. Bjorn seems quite keen on cooking.
I looked it up, by the way. It was navigator and carpenter / bosun extra stuff. So
For you?
Yeah, carpenter.
Did you make a note of everybody else?
Nah, no.
Alright, good to know.
Just saying.
So, you're on the boat. You've got a little bit of time before Plonius is probably going to come back. If he comes back. You never know. What do you want to do?
What do we want to do?
With the drunken sailor, what are we doing to do?
Well, we haven't actually taken a rest since yesterday, and I'm feeling pretty
You feeling pretty?
I'm feeling pretty after our excursion down below. I could do with meditating for a bit and just relaxing.
Oh yeah, of course. You carry on. Time's
Is
your
there
own, and
anything-
if there's anything, don't worry. We do have enough people for most things. We're used to running a little short-handed, as you might imagine. Not always the best organised, being a pirate ship and all. People dying and whatnot, and scurvy, all that kind of stuff. People, you get broken arm at sea, and you're out of business for weeks. But if there is anything, I'll come find you, or maybe send somebody to get you. You know, we'll put Bjorn in the kitchen with Davy. I'm sure Davy will enjoy the company, won't you, Davy? And he looks across to Davy, who's just sort of like tossing the end of a cigarette into the ocean. And he just looks around and goes, "Yeah," and then walks off.
You don't throw cigarettes in the ocean, man. Stop littering. God, have a little respect. Jesus.
Hey, I'll have you know, I roll my own. Davy's turned around and he's looking very animated. You've never seen him. That's the most number of words you've seen him speak in a row.
Wow.
And I
I'm
used
so
cardboard
impressed.
and paper and plant, and you can find all of them in the ocean naturally. Fuck off. And then he goes down below.
Dick.
I mean, you did just tell a pirate off for littering. What did you think was going to happen?
I mean, I know. I knew exactly what was going to happen, so this is fine.
Oh, okay. As long as everything's as intended.
Yeah.
All right then. So, is there anything that you guys want to accomplish while you've got a little bit of time to yourselves? Anything you want to do? Newfound wealth, new items, if I recall. Did the let me just check. I'm trying to think who. Does anybody remember where the cloak ended up? Because I can't remember if it was identified or not. Doesn't look like it was.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. There is a shimmering cloak, just to remind you of everything that you found. There were several potions of water breathing, 4 of, and the potion of poison that was spread out around the group. Mara had 2 potions of water breathing, if I recall. There were 3 small silver mirrors, worth 25 gold each. It was a painted glass statuette, worth 25 gold. These are all ish, obviously. Gold cloth ribbon, worth 25 gold. Another glass statuette, this time of a male elf. The one before was a female half-orc, if I recall. 25 gold. A silver cloth choker, 25 gold, you assume. And there was a shimmering cloak that you found, which nobody's identified, I believe. In fact, nobody would have identified it because Bjorn stayed on the ship.
Yeah, true.
So.
Well, I guess we take the stuff and we go to Bjorn.
Yeah, sure. You find Bjorn and he's there and he goes, "Oh, hello. You need some more meat?"
No, thanks. We kind of need to know what the stuff is and if anything is funny with the arcane.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
I'll have a look at it. I'm not feeling too great now that we're on the water. I hope you don't mind that I didn't come down with you beneath the waves.
It's probably better for you because I almost died and so did Michelangelo. So.
Oh, I would have felt guilty if anything had happened to you, but I guess I'll just identify this, and he casts identify, and everything's wonderful. He does actually have identify, doesn't he? Let me just double check. I don't think I would have let him start the campaign without identify. Yeah, he does. So yeah, he casts identify. 11 minutes later, he comes back and he goes, "Oh, it's not bad actually. It'd be pretty handy. It's a cloak of protection."
What does it do?
Well, protects you.
Cool.
But on the meta level, it is on D&D Beyond. You get a +1 bonus to AC and saving throws. Requires attunement. So anybody can take that, be a little bit harder to hit, a little bit less likely to take damage from saving throw situations.
I think I'm good.
Don't need any more protecting.
Nah.
So Michelangelo's taking it then.
Okay. I mean, I just swam down from a boat into the sea and find you nearly dying. Are you sure about not needing some protection.
You know, when everything down there is just attacking me, I might need it. But otherwise, I think I'm fine. Also, I think I need to sleep a little bit, and then I'm probably gonna feel a whole lot better. Like a lot of hit points better because of that.
It's like 11:30 right now. In the morning.
Yeah,
In the morning.
there was a ride though.
Yeah, I mean, you would have had a short rest on the boat. Oh, you used all your hit dice already, didn't you? Actually, in the short rest you took on the boat. I remember now. We'd had a short rest. All right. You did. You could probably say that you had an extra hit dice at the time if you wanted to just roll another one if it makes you feel better. But because you would have been level 4 by the time you got onto the boat and had that short rest. Technically speaking.
Technically.
Well,
technically, it's probably fine though. Probably.
Probably. Oh, sprinkle.
I do not have a sprinkle.
So, you take a little bit of time. You actually going to go to bed, Lance, or are you sticking around to see what the day brings?
I'm just gonna have a quick little cat nap, like a power nap, 10 minutes.
Yeah. Just lean up against the mast and just hook it. You just hook your arm through a loop of rope and just do the 5 a.m. subway sleep.
Yep.
All right. What's everyone else doing?
I heard that is what people do that are tall and not being squished that much.
Yeah. Mara, Nephilim, and Bjorn have all kind of occupied themselves. What are you guys doing?
With each other?
I mean, I wouldn't like to presume. But I certainly wouldn't shut it down from a DM perspective.
Who took that cloak now? Just saying.
Well, who is taking that cloak?
Somebody write it down. Use it. Who is squishy?
I don't know if Lofty knows he's muted, but we haven't heard from him in a while.
He did put a BRB in the chat.
Oh, he did? I did not realise. That'll be what that notification that I got halfway through checking and then got distracted was. So, well, let's wait until he comes back, but I think that probably he's going to want it. Yeah. And if he doesn't want it, we're going to tell him he should. Because I think he's definitely worse off than you guys. Oh, he's not that bad, actually. He's not that bad. Let's see. Yeah, he's better off than Rovan is. Better off than Rovan.
Looking around at the group, I acknowledge that I've probably quite disadvantage taking damage.
I mean, sure. Show up late to the fight, take the best loot. It's fine. I'm sure everybody's gonna be totally fine with that.
I don't mind.
Kind of as you're asleep on a post. Can't even turn
she's
to
asleep.
you.
Yeah, you just sort of stood there holding the cloak like, does nobody else want this? What is happening?
Well, screw
I was
it,
trying
then.
to be nice and let you guys fight over it, but since I'm just stood here holding the fucking thing.
kind of talking to my other self. My idea was that I wouldn't get hit and stay back.
Well, if your idea is to not get hit, increasing your AC, good way to do that. Top D&D tip.
So I might as well take this and use it. How do I do that?
Yeah, I mean, you just put it on. Bjorn gives you a little tutorial.
Okay.
Just sort of sit down and hold on to it for an hour.
Sit down and hold on to it for an hour.
That's how magic items work,
Awesome.
So while Lance is catnapping, she wakes up to see Rovan just sort of staring intently at a cloak, waiting for something to happen.
I'm just kind of... Are you sitting down on the floor, or are you just standing there for an hour?
I would have found somewhere comfortable to sit.
I'm just kind of standing next to you for the next 10 minutes, also staring at the cloak. Are you waiting for something to happen? I can't see anything. What are we looking at?
And eventually the cloak changes size slightly in your hands, and you swing it around your shoulders, and it clasps perfectly and hangs perfectly, and just is very suited to your wood elf frame. And you feel like it's doing something, but you're not entirely sure what. But apparently, it's going to make you safer, and it certainly feels very very tough all of a sudden. Like it was very soft and supple when you're holding it, but as soon as you've put it on, it feels like it's hardened slightly. It's still comfortable to wear, but you do feel like it's given you a little bit of an extra something.
Awesome.
So,
I'm back.
yay, Lofty's back.
What
What's
up?
Michelangelo been doing? Rovan spent an hour staring at a cloak, and Lance slept against the mast.
So we're sleeping?
But she was very hurt.
Okay.
So,
I'll
what were you
be
doing for an hour?
sleeping
You want to
then.
sleep? It's 11:30 in the morning, man. Like,
I slept in.
we just got back from sailing. I suppose you did just swim to a ship, so while pushing a boat a little bit.
At some point, the power in my house is gonna go off. So,
Oh my
so
god.
I'll let you know when that's happening.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
By
Jump
not
on your
being
phone.
online anymore suddenly?
Jump on the phone, yeah.
Yeah. And
Go play D&D in the garden, man.
Mm.
yeah.
Oh, well, that's a joy. We'll wait for that when it happens. Do you know how long it'll be off when it does go off?
I have no idea.
Cool. Well, we'll take a break when it does, and then if it isn't back after that, then we'll assume that it's not coming back. And then we'll
All right.
continue without you until you
Okay.
tell us otherwise through the many technological means that you have when you don't have power in your house.
Right.
Smoke signals.
Damn right, dude! Like, find a volcano, put a huge tarpaulin over it. I'll see that from Germany. Like, look at the Iceland thing like 5 years ago.
Oh boy.
Um,
So
Alright.
yeah, I've just spent an hour staring at a cloak.
Now you're wearing it.
And now
Goals.
Can I go? Noise. Can I go up into the crow's nest and see where the boat of Polonius is, maybe?
Okay, you scamper up there. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Wait.
first one of the day.
Ooh! Natural 19 plus 23.
Woo!
Let's go.
Yeah, he's just mooring up now, and they're starting to hitch the ropes on and hoist it up.
Okay.
Sorry.
Alright,
Yeah.
it's
I will say though, you do notice the fin of what looks like a shark a little ways away, just kind of heading laterally from the ship.
For the ship?
No, laterally, like so the ship's like just sort of sitting there, and it's just going off at a tangent, like way off the side, just like it's going it's going near the ship, but it's not going to the ship,
To the ship,
it's
okay.
just kind of like lazily arcing around it because it's in the way,
Okay.
best as you
Cool.
can tell.
Can I see if they brought anything with them on the ship?
You look down, and you don't see much except for 2 tuna.
Great. Meat.
Beefed.
Food.
If you're gonna use water breathing, you might as well come back with some food.
Yeah. True. Sushi tonight.
Yeah, or you could cook it. I don't think tuna really works as sushi.
Yes, it does.
It does? Oh wow. I don't know how
Yeah, it's
sushi
great.
works. I like food that's cooked.
You're weird.
Yeah, you can do tuna in sushi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you learn
it's
something
really
new
sushi.
every day. I just thought that because it's like the reddest of the fish meat, I thought, oh, it's probably like bacon. It's basically fish bacon, right? That's what tuna is. It's fish bacon.
Fish bacon.
Do you know what? I can actually
Don't tell
agree
the
with that
Tuber
in a
next
weird
time
way.
you're on an adjust-
Right?
tuna.
It is
Yeah,
just
that's-
fish bacon.
Fish bacon.
Oh my god. Alright. So he's not that happy. I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, you don't know what his expectations were.
Tuna.
If he thought he was going to find the ship, he probably wouldn't have sent an additional group looking somewhere else. Always worth bearing that in mind. But anyway, they're hoisting up the ship, and there's a bit of joking. And Polonius sort of lands on the decks and he goes, spent half an hour underwater and all I got were these 2 fish. And then he walks off.
Okay.
And you see that of the people who went with him, as I pull up my notes so that I remember who went with him. Hold, please. Hey, look, we can see Lofty. Hey, it's Lofty.
Yeah.
It's wearing clothes and stuff, which is good because we're on Twitch.
Nice.
Hey, at least you're wearing clothes, unlike your character. Just a breastplate.
Why am I naked?
One that...
What happened?
No.
I'm pretty sure
what?
you. I'm pretty sure you. Way back, you were like, yeah, he's wearing basically nothing, so just the pecs are out, everything's out. That was your initial description, if I recall. You could certainly be wearing more clothes now if you want, but I mean, it even fit with your character art, so I just went with it.
I mean,
That was a while ago now. That was like 3 months ago. You said that, so
whatever.
you can
He's
change your
naked.
mind at any time.
Sure. Yeah.
You say it and it's true. That's how this works.
Okay. He has pants on.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Just gotta
He's
make
wearing
that
breastplate armor with nothing under it.
clear. So retarded. Oh.
I mean, you have stone-esque
Smart.
skin. You don't have to worry so much about chafing like other people.
Yes, but also still, his poor nipples. Come on.
Yeah, but they're made of stone, Shelley.
Yeah, but if they're made of stone, they can break off.
No,
Come
they're
on.
they're
That's even
scratching
more creepy.
the inside of the
No.
breastplate's just scratched to
Does
fuck.
that mean that every time he moves, you can hear the scratching sound? This is not getting better.
It's just gravelly, you know, like somebody's walking across a gravel drive. It's like. It's been happening his whole life. He has no idea that it's happening. You know, it's just completely not on his radar. But everyone else is like, "What the fuck is that sound?"
He was just born with a breastplate and nothing else.
He was
Okay.
born this way.
Okay.
Lofty's just checked out of the conversation. All right.
I don't know
So.
how to feel about my rock hard nipples.
So Uffo comes up to you and he goes, "Alright then, how's it going?"
To whom exactly? To all of us?
Yeah, just like whoever stood around. Like you were stood with Rovan, and you know Michelangelo's suddenly like, noticed that things are happening. It's just chilling out with you guys. And Uffo stumps up. You know, he's a halfling, very stocky for a halfling, almost dwarf proportions. Comes up, his hair's matted off to one side, and he's kind of like lazily started braiding it and then just given up. So it's not falling in his eyes, but it's also not neat in any sense of the imagination. And he just looks quite bedraggled. And he just, "How's it going, eh?"
Not too bad. How was your dive? Any trouble? And I kind of look towards our clearly beaten up friend, kind of implying that we've had issues with our dive.
No. I mean, well, there was a couple of Zerrigan, but Polonius took care of them. One moment,
Nice.
please. I just need to accent check myself. All right, much better.
It's gonna say, was he
Oh.
Scottish?
Yeah, he's Scottish, eh?
Yeah, I
And
thought so.
and now I've got the Scottish much better now, eh? It's just a much more kind of broad, maybe a little bit of Ayrshire.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, so he sort of tells you about their dive. There was a couple of Sahuagin and Polonius saw him off pretty handily without anybody really needing to be involved. And then they grabbed a couple of tuna on the way back 'cause they didn't actually find the ship.
Yeah. Too bad. We found the ship and more Sahuagin.
Oh, aye, yeah, they're pretty squishy all round, to be honest, eh? Polonius didn't seem to have any trouble at all. He just, carved them up with his large axe, and off he went, eh?
Well, I guess you got the baby Sahuagin then, because we got the adults.
Oh, well, I
We were
mean,
a lot of people and we almost died.
Yep.
oh, okay. I mean,
I just
it's not a
kinda look
competition,
away,
but sure.
looking away from the group when they talk about the fight they had with the Sahuagin. I wasn't there.
You right there, lad? You look a little embarrassed.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, great. Well,
Did you? I was gonna say, did you hit an ally during that fight? I can't remember. Maybe.
What was the question, sorry?
Did I hit an ally during the fight?
Oh, I think so.
And I did.
Pretty sure you shot Lance in the back, yeah.
Why did I give you the cloak? Oh my god.
I tried to
Fine.
give you the.
It's
Fine.
just
I don't know.
sometime later on today, Lance is just gonna notice that there's still a bit of arrow stuck out of it back.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, they didn't have bows. What the fuck?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I was also in a rage, so I didn't really
Yeah,
notice.
right, exactly. That's my point. It's just like, oh, I cut myself. I wonder how that happened. Except in this case, it's like, there's an arrow that looks suspiciously like a wood elf stuck in my side. This is so bizarre. Where could that? One of the Suakin must have pulled it out of themselves and stabbed me with it. That's the only
Probably.
answer.
Yes.
All
it
right.
is.
So
Um,
he swaps a few stories of things that have happened on previous dives and just kind of engages you guys in conversation. Doesn't leave you isolated.
That's nice. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm staring at his half braided hair the whole time,
Yeah, sure.
like kind of like.
What- Does Lance have vicarious completion anxiety? This is great. VCA for short, guys. All right. So, is there
Alright.
anything that you guys want to do? Otherwise, the ship's just going to get underway, and you guys are going to start traveling back to Imadori, and everything's going to be great.
I don't really have anything that I want to do except for Afo. What is
Why?
with your hair?
Well, I was since we were going under the waves, I thought. One moment, please.
Accent check.
What was the question?
What's up with your hair?
Sorry, Lofty. I broke him. Well, we were diving, eh? And I didn't want it getting in my face, and well,
Does
that
it get
was.
in your face on the boat a lot? With the winds and stuff.
But
Can I please braid it for you? Can I just please braid it for you? This looks
all
awful.
right. And he looks kind of nervous, like. And the whole time that you're like stood behind him, because he doesn't even need to sit down, because he's a halfling and you're a giant, so you're just like very very comfortably reaching down and just sort of sorting out this, like he's your
Yeah.
7-year-old daughter,
Yeah.
So you're just braiding it, and he looks, he's like acquiescing, because You get the impression that like he's enjoying the process, but he's also looking around very nervously to see what the reactions of other people on the boat are. And he's just a bit, oh yeah, that pulls it, yep. Oh, good job, lass. You're really, yep. All right,
Okay.
we're having a great
Yeah.
time. Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
And you
Yeah,
get
thank you
the,
for
you know,
letting me do this.
he
okay?
sounds sarcastic, but you know he means it.
Yeah. Also, he's one of the 2 good guys on the ship. So. I mean,
Guys,
really pretty.
sure, but what about the girls? There's a lot of those too.
Yes, but the only girl I remember is the one that I had a really awkward conversation with, and then Riley, who I do not like.
It's fair. I mean, you could always
How
have
well
another
is this
awkward
braid?
conversation.
How well is this braid going?
Yeah,
That's a
how
good
well is
question.
it?
Yeah, roll a sleight of hand check. Hey,
I-
braiding
wait,
hair is all about juggling
Oh,
fingers,
no.
you know.
Natural one.
Fantastic.
Yo, can I let me do a blessing on the trickster on that? You know.
That's for stealth checks, but sure. You're being really subtle about how shit a job you're doing.
Your hair is all tangly. It's a mess. I can't even braid it. Oh my god, do you never like wash your hair or like brush your hair or anything? This is the worst. I can't braid this. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, as you're sort of having this rant, he just sort of pulls his hair out of your hand with his, just grabs it and just rips it out of your hand and just goes, well, it's not exactly easy to maintain hygiene on the... Why can I not do Scottish accents today, first time? Like, it's really annoying me.
You're from Scotland, come on.
I'm not from Scotland, I just lived there, alright? So he pulls his hair out of your hand and he's, well, there's no need to be rude. Look around you. It's not exactly easy to maintain hygiene on a... Now I'm Welsh. Fuck it. Who cares?
Just roll with it.
Hygiene? Hygiene? On a boat? That's ridiculous. We got no showers. We got fuck all fresh water. How am I supposed to wash? He's complaining. I mean, it was nice of your offer and everything, but I'm a little bit insulted. I'm leaning into it, and he sort of looks very, very kind of hurt that you were so. There's no need to be quite so personal, with a comment.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's fine. Sorry. I'm really annoyed that I.
Then he walks
I don't think it
away.
was your fault.
He walks away. He says over his shoulder.
Oh no.
You do hear a small giggle.
Ruben, your hair's pretty. Can I braid your hair?
You do hear a small giggle
From where?
as
From
that
who?
happens. You see a little dwarf just doing a little bit of carpentry work at the side, who apparently found that quite amusing, as they were just sort of subtly behind a box, doing a little bit of carpentry.
Is that the girl dwarf from before?
That would be the girl dwarf from before. Yes.
So it's Corey.
Yes, it is.
I got notes.
So do I.
I'm just like awkwardly being like, fuck, and then walking away.
Yeah, no worries. She doesn't see you look over. She's just, occupied in her task, but has been very clearly listening to the goings on.
Damn it! I wanted to make the prettiest braid ever, but thank you, Dice Gods, for.
Yeah,
not
you do
allowing
notice
me.
that Corey's braids are pretty immaculate, so for all of Uffo's complaints about how hard it is to maintain hygiene, she does not appear to have any trouble.
Her hair seems fine. What happened?
As Rovan leans in, accusatorily.
I don't want to talk about it. Do you want to get some food or whatever? Like, we also have to get rid of all the stuff that we found and maybe put it somewhere.
Get rid of the stuff that you found and put it
No,
somewhere.
not get rid of it, but I don't want to carry all the shit with me all the time.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you guys have got like a little living space that was kind of given to you. It's just like a little corner on the second floor of the ship.
Okay.
So just very, very easy for you guys to do that.
Nice.
So, anything else that we want to do? Ship's slowly getting underway. People are returning to their tasks. Everyone who
Find
was
out
underwater
about-
is a little bit drier now.
About lunchtime, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit later in the day. You guys can get some food. But I mean, otherwise we're going to do a little time jump unless there's anything you guys want to do, because
Yeah.
it's just going to be sailing for a bit.
Time
Can
skip.
I very quickly
Power
check
creep.
on... Ooh.
4
check
years
on
into the future.
Tiberius.
Oh, you want to check on Tiberius,
Yeah.
who had the broken arm?
Yeah. And if I can, I will take Mara with me and be like, help him.
I mean, his arm's pretty much done already.
Cool.
If I recall, it was cure wounds at the time and has been healing since then.
Nice. So he's fine. Just a
Yeah,
little
cure
check
wounds on someone who's
my
not-
people.
Yeah, cure wounds on somebody who has normal person hit points is pretty comprehensive as far as healing goes, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Was that a wait
Okay.
one moment look, Lofty?
That was a BRB.
Okay, cool. Oh, he typed it. I just get the notification for some reason. I can't minimize the cameras anymore, which is a joy. All right. So time skips forward a little bit. It's about 2 days later.
Whoa.
Yeah.
How are you guys generally occupying yourselves over the course of like the longer voyage? Because you know that it's going to be about 18 days to get to Imadori from where you
Oh,
are.
God.
So 16 days left on that. But are you guys doing any activities, you know, hobbies or anything? Are you constructing anything, making anything? There's a little bit of downtime available. You could probably, like, you know, if somebody wanted to engage in some games of chance with the crew, maybe you can make a little bit of money. We could do a couple of quick rolls to see how that pans out over the course of like a longer period of time.
Sure. I guess I'm trying to integrate myself into the pirate crew a little bit by doing a lot of work in the daytime.
Okay.
And keeping my ears and eyes open for anything shifty.
All right. Tell you what.
Anything.
Make a general charisma check.
Oh no. The 14.
14. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then make a general dexterity check and a general strength check for me.
Bad. The dex is a 5
Mm-hmm.
and the strength is a 17.
17. Okay, so you've been trying to integrate as best as you can, and part of that process has been sort of finding the niches where people aren't doing things. And you've had mixed success at doing that. Like, in terms of being, you know, personable crew member, like, you got to be a little bit odd to spend most of your life at sea to begin with, you know, in closed space, same people all around. Everybody's a little bit odd on a boat. It's just the way it is. So
Yeah.
your awkwardness that might be a barrier for you in, you know, a city perhaps is more just sort of the norm on the boat. I mean, you've got fuckheads like Uffo walking around. Like, I'm pretty sure you're alright. You know, Polonius runs the ship. So in terms of like getting along with the crew, they've pretty much accepted you as a de facto member. But Malakar is doing his best to steer you towards jobs that involve lifting and pulling rather than things that require a little bit more, like, you know, finer work.
Not so good with the knots.
Yeah, after somebody nearly got crushed by a crate that you tied to a rack in the hold, They sort of left you to, they would have you put the crate up, but then somebody else would tie it on. As Malakar put it at the
Smart.
time,
Smart
these
decision.
things happen, and I think that the easiest thing to do is to identify what everybody's best at, and then try and do that as much as possible. So you put the things up on there, and then we'll just have somebody, maybe Jeff over there, you just tie it on real quick. How about that, eh?
Probably smart,
Yeah.
actually.
And what do you say to Jeff for nearly crushing him with a crate?
Sorry, Jeff.
Oh, it's alright, actually. It happens all the time. Don't know why Malakar's making such a big deal out of it. We're all shit at knots. Nobody ever taught us. Malakar goes, that's a bloody liar, and you know it. I've had enough of your shit, Jeff. And, we'll move on from that little vignette, because I feel like that's the end of that.
I like that.
Very entertaining.
Lofty, what are you doing? So I was saying while you were gone, there's going to be like an 18-day voyage. You're sort of 2 days into it. Like, how is Michelangelo spending his time on the wave sphere? Like, you could be like, Lancer's been integrating herself in the crew, trying to make herself useful. You could be making something. You're a craftsman, or you could be,
Is there anything that can give me stats?
um, okay, something that could give you stats. Let me just double check something, because I have rules for that.
Ooh.
I got
Spicy.
rules for that.
I don't know.
Okay, so things that you could do. Let's see. In 18 days, you could just about craft an uncommon magic item if you did nothing else.
Okay.
So
Nice.
now that you've got a cloak of protection to look at, you could actually create another cloak of protection, I would say. Between you and Bjorn, between the two of you, I think that that would be very doable, actually.
Okay.
Let me just have a quick look at your spell list, although clerics are pretty abjuration heavy, so I feel like that would be fine, and you'd be able to do that, no problem. When you click the wrong button. I've been playing more than DMing recently. It's super weird. I keep clicking the wrong buttons on D&D Beyond. I'm looking at my characters and not your characters. Like, what's that about?
It's gotta be nice to play though.
Oh, so very good.
Mm.
I've got a character who's an undercover agent for Strahd right now. That's a lot of fun. Oh yeah, no, you could totally do that, because mirror image is actually super similar to what that cloak does. So yeah, you could, if you and Bjorn split your time over the next 18 days, you could craft another cloak of protection from just like a random cloak that you either have or find on the ship.
Sure. Well, do
yeah,
that
yeah. I mean,
with
between the two of you, it'd take
Bjorn.
like 10 days each. So you guys have like a little collaboration going over the
Cute.
course of the journey.
A knitting club.
Yeah, sure. So you start that process, and you think it's going to take like 10 days to complete. And for now, we'll say that it's going to be a done deal, but we'll see what happens in the meantime if anything else comes up. Rovan, how are you spending your time?
As I'm the more dexterous kind of person in the group, I was also kind of hoping to pick up kind of jobs around the ship as well.
Cool.
And also of an evening try and just get a bit drunk sometimes with the crew and jam with them.
Honestly, it's going to be hard to avoid doing that, but I tell you what, make a general charisma check with advantage.
I'm happy about the advantage. Um, 7
7. Not
with
going so well.
advantage.
Not going so well. As the journey progresses, you start to realize that A, you're the only elf on board. Full-blood elf, that is. There's a couple of half-elves. Lance is a half-elf. Malakor's a half-elf. But you're the only full elf on board. And people just don't really want to talk to you. Like, you try to have conversations with people, and they're sort of polite enough, but they don't... you're the only one putting anything into the conversation pot, you know? Like, it's all you, and you're spooning it out to them, but there's no incentive or interest in them, like, manufacturing conversation with you. They're just letting you present it to them, and then they walk away. And honestly, it's starting to get really fucking annoying, because the only people you can really talk to are the people that you came with, and you just don't seem to be able to make any headway. Like, you're really trying, you know, like, you have a few drinks with them, and they're fine with you having a few drinks with them, but it's just like you're not there.
After a kind of few nights of trying that, I'm probably gonna give up on that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
just get drunk and sit in a corner. You know, count the grains of the wood. You know?
Wow. There are other people who, you know, there were people from the Life's Gambit, and, you know, you can hang out with those guys as well.
Good.
So you are able to find some social company, but in terms of the crew of the ship, you make no headway whatsoever. There's actually very few people, as you're talking around with people on the Life's Gambit. Other than Michelangelo, very few people have actually been to Amaria before. It's the sort of first time trip for them. Other than the crew, but in terms of like the few bedraggled other passengers, I think there was something like 20 people altogether, ended up from the Life's Gambit, including you guys, on the Wavesphere. And it is a little bit cramped below decks because of this. But everybody's making do, and certainly like the vibe on the ship seems very positive. Like, there's a lot of hope going around among the crew that, you know, you get the impression that these aren't necessarily bad people. They're just people who ended up doing bad things, more often than not, you know, misguided, as it were. And you guys all pick up on that as going through like, everybody seems to be pretty polite. Riley is avoiding you guys like the fucking plague. Like, she basically jumps overboard, swims around the other side of the ship, and climbs back up, rather than walk past you on the deck. Right?
She's the rude one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one who liked the guy that you murdered.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He-
Okay. All right. Cool. Yeah. All right.
He tried to murder us.
As far as
Sneaking
she
up
was
behind
concerned,
and stuff.
he was a pirate. That's what he was supposed to do. You're supposed to be good people. You could have not killed him, as far as she's
Yeah,
concerned.
we were supposed to be murdered. Why couldn't we just be murdered by him?
Yeah, or just, you know, like... do you try to have this conversation with her?
No.
Okay. I was just curious, because I know how that conversation goes. I've thought about
No.
that. So I just thought I'd throw it out there as an option that you might want to take.
No. I don't want to talk to her either. If I see her, I'm like, I'm giving her the stink eye whenever I see her, but since she's trying to avoid us anyway.
Yeah,
I noticed the stink eye and just kind of asked what happened, because I wasn't
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
out
totally
for
fine.
any of this. I just see this. I'm like, what's the beef there?
She's a bitch, that's what. Oh yeah, you weren't there. Oh hey. So we got attacked on the ship that we were on, and the ship sank. We were on this island. Dude comes up, right? We just try to find a way off this island. Dude comes up, stabs me from behind. What a dick. So I kill him. You know? Turns out he was the former captain of this ship, and she's like really pissed that I killed him in trying to defend ourselves, you know? Yeah.
She also doesn't like Plonius, so it's kind of like a...
Well, yeah, she was like, well, the former captain was a real pirate, and we did real bad stuff, and now we don't anymore, and that sucks. So, well, I'm like,
I would be cautious of her going
Yes,
forward.
well, I would also be
Yeah.
cautious of Polonius, because he seems still shifty to me, but...
Yeah. They're all insane.
Going
Well,
off
they
this
are-
conversation, this person that's avoiding doesn't know who I am, so I'm gonna actually try and get closer to this person, see if I can talk to them, because I want to keep kind of tracks of them if they're disagreeing with what we're doing.
Make a persuasion check.
Five.
You don't even get close to her.
Cool.
She's not interested in a conversation. Like, that persuasion check was for your demeanor approaching her. In order to start a conversation where maybe more checks might happen. Like, she's really not happy with you guys. And she is doing her best. You hear little snippets over the course of the journey as well. She's doing her best to try and turn the rest of the crew against you guys as well. Like, she really doesn't want you on the ship. She's really not happy about it. And she's also using you guys as to try and like lever public opinion against you guys, and but therefore against Polonius as well, because you're under his protection, as it were. So she's really trying to do a number on you guys, like, for real.
Can we hypnotize her?
You can certainly try.
Who has that kind of magic? Bjorn, maybe? Can I learn that?
I'll tell you what, let me have a look at Bjorn's spell list, and I'll see if he can help you out with that.
Just silence her for the rest of the journey. After that, it's fine. You know?
Well,
she's
I couldn't hypnotize her, but I could read her thoughts. Do you think that would be helpful?
Would you know?
Yes. I mean, we know, but
I mean, we kind of know her thoughts, right? She hates
it could
us.
be something
She wants us gone.
I don't know Bjorn well enough to know what his answer to that question is, so I'm going to roll for it.
Jamie, where are you?
Come here.
I'm just going to say I rolled a natural 20 on that check, so...
Oh. Okay. I'm assuming that means accurate.
Um... Oof. It depends. If I'm just looking on the surface, then probably not. But if I'm trying to get deeper, probably yes. Definitely yes. Why is Bjorn Russian now? I don't know what happened.
You're all over the place today, mate.
I've played 5 different characters in the last 2 weeks.
I'm jealous.
I like Bjorn
Didn't play
being
at all.
Russian. We
I
should
like
make
Bjorn
it
being Russian as well. Let's just say that Bjorn is
That's
Russian
now-
until Jamie turns up and disproves that.
He also
Oh,
has
nobody
to speak
tells
in
Jamie
Russian.
when he turns up. We're just gonna be like, something's different about you. Is it your accent?
That
That's
sounds
weird."
fantastic. Let's do that. You'd be like, "Hey Bjorn, what's up? Like, why are you talking so differently?"
Yeah.
And he'll be like, I don't know, this is how I normally talk. And you'll hear, I don't know, this is how I normally talk.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So she's trying to turn the crew against us, and also Polonius, the new captain.
She's trying to turn the crew against Polonius, not Polonius against you guys.
Okay.
She's just using us to turn the crew against Polonius, and then by proxy us.
So potentially we
It's-
should have a talk.
You
with
really
the-
aren't able to get that much, like, other than like little whispers of like, You hear Ryan was still talking shit about the fucking. I wish you'd just shut up. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
And then you'd hear a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Derek was a dick, but he did get his shit done. And then, another conversation. Like, I just think it'd be really nice if we all got along. That was Corey.
I think maybe we should just leave it. I mean, we tried our best to integrate ourselves and we're being nice. So she's right now the one who's talking shit.
Lance,
while we're
you've
being
been
real
doing
nice.
you've been doing great. You've been doing just fine with the integrating. You know what you're talking about. You're experienced. You're actually able to show them a couple of little ways to make things a little bit quicker, a little bit easier on the people doing the tasks. You definitely come in. I mean, pirates don't exactly get like a lot of like,
Training?
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of on-the-job orientation. It's like, please make your hand this shape. Here's a cutlass, and go. So you're actually able to make a lot of headway over the time that you're on the ship.
Yeah.
And you're up late one night chatting with one of the crew hands, probably Jeff. You've got like a little bit of working banter going together from working in the hold together. And
Yeah.
I'd like you to make a perception check.
Oh no. Oh boy. 12.
12.
Hmm.
Interesting. So you and Jeff talking about anything in particular?
Nah, just general stuff.
I should make a perception
Like
check
the
for
weather
Jeff.
or whatever. Joking. Being like, ha 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 ha, I'm gonna drop a crate on you if you do that.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Sounds like Bants.
Power's going off in my house.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So
Are
yeah,
you going to
I'll-
be jumping on your phone or?
yeah, but
Okay.
carrot, whatever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's fine. We're not going to have a very complex battle or anything.
All right. In a bit, guys.
Damn. Quick, open a map and do a very complex battle. So when he comes back, that's the only thing he sees. Oh my god, you were gone for 2 minutes.
Okay. So does an 11 hit you, Lance?
Oh my god. No.
Okay, cool. This spear this trident just goes straight past your face and buries itself into the wood in front of you.
What the? But I tried to see where it came from.
You spin around and there's a Sahuagin just crouched up on the ship, arm outstretched, and it just sees you looking at it and it just goes, "Ah!"
The fuck, man?
And then it leaps at you
Oh my god.
with a natural 1.
Well,
As it leaps,
Wait.
you just step to the side and it flies off the edge of the ship. And I'd like
it
you guys
down
to-
into the water.
down into the water.
Okay.
The fuck.
You hear a cry from the other end of the ship, and then a splash.
Yo, guys, I think we're being attacked by Sahuagins.
Make a performance check.
Oh,
Like,
Nine.
that was the most like that role really reflects the effort that you put into that. Like, I think we're
Yeah.
being attacked. Looking at giant
Well-
trident, Sahuagin flew past face. Guys, maybe some help.
Yeah. Is there? Can I see more than one Sahuagin, or was that just the one?
Make another perception check.
Maybe another die. Still really shit. 11.
11. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, boats are hard to see along, you know, there's lots of things in the way. There's crates, there's rigging, there's sails, you know, like, you can't just stand at one end of the boat and look at the other end. And you're currently at the rear of the ship, so rear.
Well, I'm gonna get my trident out
All right.
and just. Where did that cry come from? The other cry. Did that sound like a Sahuagin, or did that sound like something else?
Hello?
So hey,
Hello?
Lofty. So just to catch you up, a trident went narrowly past Lance, and she turned, and a Sahuagin leapt straight past her off the ship by accident. Is it missed with a natural one?
Okay.
Right after you
So,
left, that's what
we under
happened.
attack?
No.
Yeah.
A Sahuagin threw a trident at Lance and then jumped off the ship again. Seems fine. There was a scream and a splash at the other end of the ship, though.
Okay.
Well, I'm running to the other end of the ship. Is there? Can I see what happens?
I'm also making
Okay,
my
you're gonna
way
run to the
towards
other end of the
screen.
ship. Okay, well in that case,
I want to see if somebody was thrown overboard.
okay, so you're gonna run to the other end of the ship and okay, so you're gonna run across to the other end of the ship, see if somebody was thrown overboard. You do get to the other end of the ship and somebody is in the water. There's no sign of a Sahuagin, but you can see red in the water next to the guy. It's about like 7 o'clock in the evening, so it's not quite fully dark yet, because you're quite south. Well, you're quite equatorial actually, so yeah, it's probably pretty dark at this point. But yeah, you can just about make him out in the water with your dark vision.
Okay. Well then I just cry, "Man overboard!" again or something, and oh, attack! And I just. This is gonna be probably real stupid, but I'm gonna jump after him.
Okay, you jump into the water.
Yeah, I jump into the water.
Epic. Sahuagin attacking the ship, you jump in the water.
Yeah.
Have you got your trident with you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I
Well,
wasn't sure if you've been carrying it around the ship.
Yeah, I always got it with me. It's my
Just-
trident, man.
I'm just picturing you like trying to go through doors and stuff with it just on your back all the time with how big it is, and you're so big
It's
as
a
well.
struggle,
Like
bud.
you're just Tetrising yourself through every single doorway. You know, it's like Twister, but like the moving 3D mousetrap version.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So to give you guys some perspective.
Oh no.
hmm
What do you mean? Oh no.
Oh no. I don't want to die. Oh no. Please don't kill us.
Okay, I'm gonna say Lofty's just chilling next to the mast. Lofty, did you have a preference of where you would like to be? Like, I just
No.
imagine you're mostly on deck because it's really uncomfortable for you below deck.
Yes.
Okay. And all right then. So, if you put your eyes to roll 20, sorry, Lofty.
I love you.
This is the wave sphere. And one moment, I'll just reveal a little bit more of the sort of surrounding ocean, you know. Cool. I'm confused. Why isn't that working? Oh, I have to right click. Sorry. Guys, new system. You know how it is. This is pretty cool though. I like being able to just reveal portions of the map.
That's pretty dope.
Cool.
Shunk, shunk.
I would have also been moving towards that screen.
Okay, so let's grab you then. And we will move you to where you should be. So you're going to move towards the screen. So so you get to the sort of here, which is just next to the stairs there. All right. And you can see there's a few of the crewmen around. Polonius is on the bridge, just talking to the helm over here. This is Polonius, just for future reference. And you see, you get to the stairs, Rovan, just in time. You're so fast, being a wood elf, very nimble, and you weren't that far away below decks. So you hop up the stairs. In fact, actually, you would have. No, that's where you'd be. So you've come up the stairs, and you you're just about to go up onto the bridge of the ship, the prow of the ship, and you see Lance jump overboard.
Bye.
Michelangelo, you hear a scream, and you see two of your friends run past you.
I'm turning around and screaming, "Man overboard!"
Okay. Calls of man overboard are going up. Michelangelo, what are you doing? You are still muted if you're not aware.
I'm.
Oh, Lofty, you can pull up the match on the map on Twitch. Yeah, we can hear you. Sorry, I just realized that you can pull up the map on Twitch, and that might be very helpful for what you're about to say.
Great.
Because you can just go to my Twitch, and then there's the map.
That's how I can see what's in the fog of war.
What's that?
Huh? Going to your Twitch.
Yeah, sure. Go to my Twitch.
See what's coming.
I already had it open too.
Oh, I haven't yet.
See how much there is available to see. I don't have the GM screen on Twitch, man. Like, I want you guys to be able to go back and watch stuff if you want to, and I don't want, So I have another browser logged into Roll20 on a different account, also in the campaign. It's the Trials W if you look at the names at the bottom.
You?
Lofty. You good, my dude? You are muted. Oh, okay. We lost Lofty. So I will say that Michelangelo is going to investigate the scream, same as you guys, because that's, it's a scream. That's what people do. So he'll go over to the side here and lean overboard. Not falling overboard, but leaning overboard. And so Lance, you've dove into the water.
Yes, I tried to get to the person that
Okay.
fell overboard or was pushed overboard.
So you jumped off the prow of the ship.
Yeah.
So you're quite high up.
Yeah.
So you get quite a lot of plunge,
Yeah.
Like you get pretty deep.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Fine. Okay. Oh, God, my dice 13.
13.
Yeah.
Okay, that is good enough to see the shark that's coming straight at you.
That's fuck off. Can't blame a girl for trying.
That's fair. So it's going to make an attack on you.
Okay.
That's an 11 to hit you.
Nah.
Nothing? Okay.
No.
The Sahuagin on its back is going to throw its trident at you as it goes past.
Okay.
That is a... that's a 16 to hit you.
Just hits.
Just hits. Alright, you take 10 points of piercing damage.
Oof. I should have reached.
Yeah. Don't forget you've had a long rest at this point, guys, as well.
Oh, did we?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's 2 days later. Unless you haven't been sleeping, in which case we
yeah.
need to talk about exhaustion
It's
levels.
days later. Okay.
Yeah, so that's 3 levels of exhaustion for Lance, because she's just not slept. I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, look at her. Bits are falling off.
Oh, God.
Some young teen girl's gonna fall in love with her and then make a film about it. Like the zombie one? Never mind. That was
Yeah.
maybe too abstract a cut.
No, I got it.
Oh wow, cool. That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
impressive. Good to know we're on that kind of wavelength, Shelley.
If you didn't know before, you know now.
I mean, there's many things I didn't know before that I know now.
Like what?
Lofty.
About us? About
Lofty.
you and me? That's weird.
We just clarified that since it's 2 days later, you guys have slept.
Apparently.
I honestly
Fine.
wasn't sure whether to press the button or not. But yeah.
So yeah, it's probably three or 4 days later now at this point actually, given everything you guys were doing. So yeah, everybody's like fresh, and Shelley is overboard right now, so we should probably represent that. And was just attacked by a
Okay.
shark and a Sahuagin riding the shark, because that's how they roll. So, Shelley's in the water, trying to save this crewman who's overboard. Rovan, what are you doing?
So can I see the shark that attacked Lance?
No. This was like
way deep.
15, 20 feet into the water. Yeah, she had some. She jumped from a 30-foot height into water, so she, plunged in like another 20 or so feet. So it's pretty below the surface.
Okay. I'm a turn face one of the crew, like that's near me, and just quite directly, what do we do in this situation? I'm not a man of the sea. I'm the forest.
Well, you could try throwing a fucking rope.
Alright. I look for a rope and I dash it.
He sounds kind of panicked because a trident just flew past his face as you turned to ask him that.
Oh.
And there's a Sahuagin that has just scampered up the ship and is balanced on the railing just there.
Alright. Shouting knock him off or her off,
Yeah.
it off towards Michelangelo. I knock an arrow, hunter's mark, and fire if I can.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
So
just pretty quick.
so you want to hunter's mark the thing and then fire. So roll your attack. Let's see how you do.
This is actually a good day. No. I've got a 13.
13. All
Yeah.
right. That just hits. Just. It's he's got these sort of seashells scattered around the torso, and the arrow just beds right in between two of them. Might have deflected off. Might not have. You don't know. But it just, this time, definitely in between the plates. Could have happened, didn't. Roll your damage plus your Hunter's Mark damage.
So 7 plus 17.
17 damage.
Yeah.
Nice. So that was like a 7 and a 5 on the dice.
So I got an 8 plus 3 for my bow.
Yeah.
I got roll a d8. I got the d6. I got a 6 as well.
17
11
points of
plus 6.
damage. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. All right. So it takes that and is looking rough, but not dead. But definitely not happy. All right. So that's your turn. I mean, you can move somewhere if you want. We're not like strictly in initiative because it's kind of a bit of a fluid situation right now. I don't think initiative's relevant for right this second because they're sort of jumping on and off. Like you're hearing screams from other parts of the ship as well. It appears to be like hit and run tactics right now. You start to feel like you might have to get quite creative about how you're going to defend the ship. So Rovan, do you want to move anywhere?
I'm actually gonna go up the stairs and get kind of higher ground if I could. Can you see this pin? If I can get to like around there where I can see outwards onto the lower area.
Yeah, just here. You can move your token. You should be able to anyway.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. You all should be able to move your own tokens. Okay. So then, Lofty, do you want to type to me what you would like to do? Troll the dead. All right. So that's a whiz saving throw for the Sahuagin. He rolls a natural 18, so he's going to make that save unless he's got a -5 or something. He does not. He has a +1. So that's a 19. No damage. I liked it better as troll. Okay. R.I.P. indeed. Okay, so then we have Lance. You're in the water with a crewman.
Yes, and as a hooligan, I want to rage first of all.
Okay, you rage.
Probably gonna take more damage.
The sea lights up around you as the sparks of electricity start to gather around your form. Underwater, this has always looked more impressive than it does in the open.
Can I grab the crewman, whoever that is?
Yep, sure. You grab the crewman. He's injured. He's almost limp. He is kind of looking around, like he's very much in shock. You know, like it's been a very short space of time since he was thrown off the ship by a Sahuagin.
Yeah.
And he shies away from the sparkling light, but and then when he isn't harmed, he lets you sort of grab him.
Awesome. With my bonus action, I want to get the Sahuagin that's probably right next to me.
No, there isn't a Sahuagin next to you. It was a drive-by.
Oh, it was a drive-by?
Yeah, he was riding a shark. The shark took a snap at you, he threw a trident, and the shark kept going. Sharks can't stop.
Alright, I should have said I wanted an opportunity attack then, but...
Oh, sure, no, go ahead. Take an opportunity attack, yeah, if you wanted to do that.
Okay. Oh, yeah. 24 to hit.
Yeah, okay, sure. Are you aiming for the shark or the rider?
I am aiming for the rider.
Okay.
It's... oh, wait a second, I have to... 6 plus 4 is 10 plus... 12 damage.
12 damage, alright, yeah.
12.
Takes it. You swing your trident at this shark. Unfortunately, with the length holding it right at the end, you're just able to get the...
Oh, not true, because I was not raging by then, so 10 damage.
10 damage, okay, it's cool.
Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
so you take that swing at this Sahurgan, just about knocking him off the shark. But the shark just kind of does a loop and like comes up underneath him and carries him off again.
Well, okay, so that was my reaction.
Yep.
Then, right? So as my bonus action,
You
since they're
raged.
too far away.
You
I
raged as you bonus.
raged as a bonus action, exactly. Well then, as my action, I want to grab the crewman.
Yep.
And then I want to try to. Did they throw a rope?
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I want to.
And
grab
you
him
didn't grab
anyway.
one before you jumped off.
That's true. I just jumped.
You just
'Cause I'm
jumped.
stupid like that.
Well, what are you gonna do, right? You're not at risk of drowning.
No. Oh God, where do I want to go? Where's the best place to get up?
Make an intelligence check, because Lance would know.
That's Taru. Oh, yes. That's the 19.
19. All right. You know that there's a sort of rope rigging that goes down one side of the ship that's sort of there so that people can hang off it to guide crates and things that are being craned down to docks. And you figured that if you can get the crewman there, he can probably climb up on his own. You've seen his injuries now; they're not too bad. You just need to get to here with him.
Okay.
So you guys are actually technically over here, you know.
Yeah, technically. Yes.
So your swim speed is 15 feet when you're dragging somebody.
When I'm dragging somebody, yes, but I also have my action, so I want to dash.
Well, your action was to grab the crewman, pull him
Okay.
along with you. So.
Well, then I'm just trying to get as far as I can.
15. I'll say you can make it to there.
Okay.
So the crewman is underneath the Sahurgan right now. We'll just put him there so that we know where he is. All right. So you're dragging a crewman behind you. This is the point that he's aiming for. I'll just like put a little squiggle there for you.
Okay.
All right. Rovan, what would you like to do about this situation?
Take another shot at that Sahurgan I just hit.
Sure, you fire again.
It's a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Yeah, that'll hit. Roll some damage. In fact, is your dex mod +3?
Yeah.
You have to kill him. It's impossible not to. So you kill him. Arrow hits him. Just nails it straight in the face. Just the impact alone, sending it crashing down. Lance, I'd like you to make a dex saving throw.
Yep. Yeah, no, bad. Dex saving throw. 8.
8. You get hit by a Sahurgan, you lose your grip on the crewman.
Oh no. That's
And
okay.
that guy is dead.
Is there anything else I can see on the kind of, in my view, enemy-wise?
So make a perception check for me. Remember, you can use roll
12.
20 for the dice as well. Same commands. Just if it's easier
12.
than... Yeah. Okay, 12. With a 12, you do notice that there is another one here. But
Number
that's,
6? Oh my god.
But that's the only one you can see.
Okay,
From where you are.
We only killed one.
I'd like to reassign my hunters mark as my bonus action.
Okay, you reassign your hunter's mark to that one. You now know where it is. You can feel it. You can feel your hunter's instincts pulling you towards it. Lofty, what you doing, my bruv? You are directly above Lance and the crewman. You could probably help by throwing a rope or something.
Toll the dead, he says.
Toll the dead. You want to toll the dead? Okay, so
Please help us.
looking around wildly, you see the one that Oh, you're throwing a rope instead. Oh, okay. Okay, you're throwing a rope instead. Okay, so you throw a rope down, and the crewman's able to grab hold of it as his reaction, and is holding tight. He doesn't appear to be able to swim. So,
Well, at least he's holding on to something.
Lofty, I'd say that you can pull him up. Yeah, for sure. So, make a strength check. I will make a strength check for you, or you can roll a die and tell me what you get on the 20, and I'll tell you what it is.
You do it, he says.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, that's a 17. So no
Nice.
trouble at all. Michelangelo just smoothly, hand over hand, just pulling up this rope. This crewman's just hanging on for dear life. Like, when he grabbed hold of the rope, he did not expect his shoulders to immediately be at full tension with his arms over his head as he just desperately wet hands is grabbing this coarse rope, and it's slipping a little bit, and he's getting friction burn, and he's... and Lofty's just like... Michelangelo's just... Seems like a Wednesday.
With that emoji, I'm just imagining you doing your...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So-
You're right. Sorry, he's totally standing side on to the edge of the ship, and he's doing this. Maximum flex. All right. So that's Michelangelo. At this point, a few more of the people that you recognize are coming out and starting to help a little bit more. But they're at the other end of the ship, and you guys can't immediately see with, you know, the sails and everything in the way, it being dark and being lots of drama around you. You're not entirely sure what's going on at the other end of the ship. I'm just going to make a couple of quick rolls for some stuff that's happening at that end. All right. Yep, so there we go. Lance, what are you doing? The crewman is gone.
Well, since the crewman is gone...
The Sahuagin hit you, and you sort of sank below the water under the weight of it, and then you kind of, you know, fucking get off and you break surface again in time to see the crewman just being out of the water.
Well,
And you look up to just see the chiseled face of Michelangelo sort of looking over, not really concerned, but just definitely pulling the rope. That's
Nice.
what he's doing right
Nice.
now.
Well,
You do see the shark turning around for another pass, and as you look down, you see even more Sahuagin sort of swarming around under the boat, but not coming any closer right now.
well, how far is the shark and the Sahuagin on the shark? How far away?
Oh, it's a ways away. Let's see.
Because the shark is probably real fast.
Yeah, the shark's pretty fast. The shark's like 40 feet away from you. Like 30 feet away. You pretty much landed on it when you got in the water, you know? Like it was right there, and it just went snap, and then...
I mean, sure, the fuck, why not? I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna swim there.
Okay, you're gonna swim up to the shark.
Yeah.
Alright.
My trident out. Whew.
Okay, so you're off map right now.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I'm dead.
So, you're fighting a shark and a Sahuagin. You gonna attack the
Yes.
shark or the Sahuagin?
I'm gonna attack the Sahuagin.
Yeah.
Because
Lofty said, can
hit
you
that
heal
hand
Lance
before.
as she goes? But
Bonus action. Yeah, sure. You can healing word. I'll roll you a d4.
Thank you.
It's really close as well because if you'd been on the prow of the ship instead of on the main deck, you wouldn't actually be close enough to be able to do a healing word. Where are all my d4s? What? I don't understand. That is 4 points of healing to you.
Thank you. Awesome. Okay. Am I being stupid or not?
Probably.
Don't need it. Probably don't need it.
Well, you're there now, so you're attacking a shark.
Yeah.
Are you
I'm
attacking the shark or the rider?
The rider. The Sahug.
Okay, you're attacking the Sahuagin.
Straight
Sure.
up. Oh, no, bad. 8. Oh my god.
Yeah, 8 misses.
Yeah, I bet. Well, I do not have another attack, I think. So I'm just gonna use my Storm Aura
Okay.
on
Sure. So that's a dex save
deck save 14.
for the rider again.
Yeah.
That's a 2.
So he takes damage. And he takes, right? It's been a while, guys.
It's been a while.
4 lightning damage.
4 lightning damage.
Yes, 4 lightning damage.
All right, this guy's looking pretty rough, but he's hanging on by a thread.
Damn it.
The shark
Well,
looks
that's
totally fine.
Everything I can do.
All right, great. The shark's gonna try and bite you.
Fuck you.
And with a astonishing 12 misses.
That doesn't hit.
Okay. And the Sahuagin is also going to try and attack you. And with a bite, that's 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. I hate those things.
That's 4 piercing damage.
Is that already halved?
No,
Or
it's
do I
not.
have to
So
have it?
two piercing damage.
Yeah. Good. Thank you.
Groovy. So,
Nice.
Rovan, what are you doing?
So the Suhugan I've moved my Hunter's Mark to is getting an arrow.
You're gonna shoot the Hunter's Marked one? This guy?
The one at this one that I moved, yeah.
Let me just put a little hex thing on him. Sure. He's hexed. Okay, so make your attack.
Well, that's plus, so that's 26. So
26.
to hit,
Alright.
maybe.
Juicy. So, 26 will hit, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just hits.
just about, yeah. 8 damage.
8 damage, including the Hunter's Mark?
Yeah.
That's some rough rolls, my dude. Some real rough
Yeah.
rolls. Alright. Yeah, it's still looking pretty okay. So, bonus action? You want to do anything?
No.
Okay.
I'm good, man.
Cool. So, then Michelangelo. At this point, you see a few more become available, and you begin to think that maybe it's time for us to roll initiative. So, if you guys click your tokens. And then click the initiative thing if you've got it set up in the...
I'm off map.
You're off map. Let me move you back on map just for a moment so that you can click it. And then you can click the initiative button on the character sheet and then it'll put it in the turn order automatically. But otherwise I'll type it in as I'm going to do for Lofty.
What?
Wait, actually no, I don't have to do that. I can just open up everybody's thing and just do it super easy.
I can click the initiative button on the character sheet?
Yeah, it's where initiative normally is in the middle, at the top.
So it
Right.
rolled for me automatically.
Yep.
That's nice. It's way better than whatever I would have rolled, so.
Yeah, 19, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
13. Couldn't find.
13, you said?
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'm just gonna click your.
Oh,
Okay, there
I
you
moved
are.
myself off map again, so.
Yep,
I'm
that's
gone.
fine. You are
Very
now
bad.
gone.
See you never.
You rolled a 13, you said?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, natural 1.
No, I was just rolling so
Oh,
that
okay. I
because
was
it was
like,
easier
oh
than
my
like
God.
it was easier than clicking him and then I have to like right click and stuff.
Yeah,
It's much
yeah,
easier.
yeah.
Okay, so Lance, you are the first to act at this point.
Okay, well, I'm gonna attack the Sahurgan again.
Oh, sorry, no, correction. It was Lofty that was going to happen next, so we'll just pick up at that point in the thing because he's the last person in the
Okay.
order anyway. So
That's smart. Yeah.
Lofty, you have 4 Sahurgan around you, a couple of crew members that are trying to help. You're lagging out, or is that from a while ago? I don't know when that message came in. Yeah, do the typing thing. Yeah, that's about right. That's about right. Spiritual weapon and run.
Run.
All right, so so he's gonna spiritual weapon. That's a 3, so it misses. We'll put it over next to that. All right. Then we're gonna go. He also has an action, so I'm gonna say Tolls the Dead because that seems like Michelangelo. And you don't have any immediate threats next to you, Lofty, so I'm gonna say that you're not gonna run. Wisdom save for the Sahurgan. Rolled a 19 again.
Damn it.
All right. So that's Lofty's turn. So Rovan. No, not Rovan. What am I talking about? Lance. It's you.
Yes. Gonna hit the Sahurgan again on the shark
Yep.
with
That-
a die. Oh God! All my dice up. Oh my God! Natural 1. Why?
Oof.
Mm. God damn it! Well, I guess it was my Storm Aura again.
So Storm Aura.
Yeah. That was the good die too.
What's
That's
your
why
Storm
no one
Aura
rolled
DC?
14. I'm like,
It fails.
well. God. 1.
It's just hanging on.
Oh.
You swing your trident and it ducks out the way, and as you swing, you just feel that rage, the miss, and your rage manifests as this is the lightning electricity, and just
a little zappy zap.
Just
I'm so angry.
Oh no! I touched a car door.
Yeah, kind of. Well, it doesn't help if I'm running, does it?
No, it does not.
Nah, just gonna stay there, and maybe next turn, maybe.
All right.
1 damage per turn. It's fine.
Cool. So that guy's going to attack you back.
Okay.
Which is a 3, so that's going to miss.
Ha 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 ha.
And his shark buddy is also going to attack you. Oh! Never mind. I just remembered something about Sahurgans. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Okay. So, smelling the blood coming off you because you've lost some hit points.
I did lose some hit points.
Yeah. What are you on hit points wise right now?
41.
41.
So I lost 8 in total right now. Because I got healed. Lost 10 in the beginning and then...
Where did you move your token to?
They just kind of moved it somewhere.
It doesn't exist anymore. What?
Of course it exists. It was kind of... Well, wait. I think I had it just now.
I don't know where.
There I am.
Wow, I'm very impressed. I could not see that at all. Hang on. You're at 41, you said right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Don't know why that's not linked to your sheet properly. Super weird.
Yeah.
I did a bunch of stuff that would make like health bars appear and stuff, but didn't. No.
Is that better?
There we go.
Oh
Well,
yeah. I didn't put it into the Roll20 character sheet.
okay. Cool.
I have my D&D Beyond also open. Which
Yeah,
is
yeah, no, that's fine. It's just handy for me to have everybody's health on the battle screen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Gonna do that now.
then the shark's gonna attack you. Because there's a
Okay.
shark. You know, advantage just doesn't help me. 2 and a 4. Neither of those hit you? No.
No. I'm a slippery elf. Half elf.
And they're gonna bail.
Goodbye.
So you
Oh,
want to take
I
an
can get
attack
an
of opportunity?
opportunity.
Yep.
Yes.
On whichever one you want.
On yeah, finally. On the Sahuagin,
Yep.
that's a 17 plus 6, so
You kill it.
23.
Yeah.
Nice. If I kill it and I got Great Weapon Master, I
Mhm.
can attack again as a bonus action.
Yep.
Right?
Mhm.
So I'm gonna hit the shark.
Okay. Hit the
Well,
short.
I try. Yeah. Also, it's oh my god, 22. to hit.
22. Yeah, you hit.
Okay. Bad shark. 8, 10, 14 points of damage.
14 points damage. All right. Yeah, that's an unhappy shark.
Good. Don't come back here.
So as the body of the Sahuagin kind of like releases its grasp on the shark, and floats away, you see the shark just sort of beeline towards one of the Sahuagin that are sort of swirling in this big like pool. There's maybe like 100 of them. Like maybe 150 feet below the ship. The only reason you can see them at that distance is because there's so many of them. And some of them have like bioluminescent like armor and stuff on, so it's kind of just this surreal like cyclone of probable death circling below the ship. And the shark just kind of dives off into that.
Oh, disgusting.
And I'll forget to tell you later, but in a couple of turns, if you were looking, you would see a different Sahuagin riding that shark back out of that swarm.
Yeah, I imagine so. Can I see anyone that looks like the leader?
Not as far as you can tell.
Okay. Well then, it's not my turn. It was just an opportunity attack.
It was indeed. So, moving on then. I forgot that it wasn't your turn.
Same.
Okay,
just
so
remembered.
some stuff's happening at the other end of the ship. And alright, number 3. Gonna dive over and attack this crewman. And that's a 17, which is gonna hit him. And it deals 4 points of damage, which is not fun for it. Is it 4 points? Oh no, it's not. Oh wow, it's actually really bad. Oh no, it's using a spear. Still really bad. 2 points of piercing damage on this guy. So, but he's sort of gets like he gets lightly stabbed. You know, it's like being stabbed,
gently,
but
lovingly.
yeah, it's like it's a caress inside you.
It's like acupuncture.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, exactly.
here you
It's
go.
like acupuncture. It's a herbal remedy. Damn it! All right.
All right, I'm back. Power.
Hey!
Hey!
Welcome back!
I can see things. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but I can see things. Ships been split into
Michelangeloing.
pieces.
Just in celebration. Everyone do the Michelangelo.
Michelangelo. Yeah, he's back.
I was looking at roll 20. I flipped back to Discord. You're
We're doing Mr. Michelangelo. He's back, man.
Oh. Yeah. All right.
So that was that guy's turn. Let's get this moving along. The guy next to Lofty's spiritual weapon is gonna dart up and try and stab this guy right here.
Oh my god.
Okay, there wasn't a chainsaw murderer in my house. That's one of you guys.
That was lofty, I guess.
Two-handed spear attack. Stab. It hits. And that's 9 points of damage on that crewman, and he is not looking happy at all. He's very nearly dead, in fact. The spear is just very deep inside his gut, and he's screaming. It's a half orc, one of the few that's on the ship. I think there's only 4, including Tiberius. And just a sort of general rigging man, just like he's up and down the mast a lot. Yeah, he's just taken a spear to the gut. The Sahuagins just run up, it's leaping forward, bounding along the railing, and then just 2 hands right into guy's abdomen. So, that's that guy. Number 5 here is actually going to go off in this direction and be doing stuff over here. You guys can't really see what's going on over here right now, so I'm actually gonna just hide that. I don't want you guys taking that too literally. So that's that. Number 6 is gonna throw his spear at Rovan. Have you lost any hit points, Rovan?
no.
Okay. Oh, that's for melee anyway. That's an 8 to hit. Does 8 hit you? Not with that shiny new cloak, it doesn't.
No.
Hey! All right. That's its turn. In fact, can it? Oh, it does get to do another attack. So it's gonna leap forward and bite this crewman as well.
No.
With an 8, misses him. So that's Malakar. Oh, bloody hell, eh? Now that was more Scottish than I was earlier on. What's going on? Just can't do anything. But yeah, the lithe half elf just able to pass the bite as the Suhugan lunges at him. And then it's going to keep running past him. He's going to take a sort of half-hearted swing at it, just getting it in the back of the head, dealing a couple of points of damage to it. And it is going to get into melee with Rovan. Alright, and then that is Rovan's turn.
Okay. And because he's so close, does it mean I can't use the bow at all, or
You can, but it's disadvantage.
advantage? Can I move a distance away before attempting to?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're more than 5 feet away, you can use your bow as normal.
Okay.
But you will take an opportunity attack.
I'm gonna go ahead and kind of move.
Okay. You can move yourself, so.
A decent distance away.
Alright. Natural 1 misses you.
Cool.
You're feeling very confident with this new cloak on, you know? And you sort of dust out of the way, and the Suhogun's bite attack just misses your arm, and it just you hear this like kind of almost musical scraping sound as it impacts with the cloak, and you're like, oh well, maybe I would have taken like a point of damage if I hadn't had the cloak on. So, hey, one less scrape than you might have had, and then you
I
bow
go
him.
to it. Yeah, that's a 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
And 11 damage.
11 damage. All right. This guy's this guy's got a kitten's worth of hit points left, guys. Kitten's worth of hit
Nice.
points. All right. Bonus action. You want to do anything? You have anything you can do?
Can I move further away or?
Yeah, I mean, sure. You've got like 15 feet of movement left. In fact, you've got 20 feet of movement left because you're a wood elf.
Can I get to kind of Michelangelo?
You want to get to Michelangelo? Yeah, sure. You can hop down those stairs, and get next to him.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
All right. Just. Okay. So now some stuff's happening that you guys can't really see, and I need to check a book. Alright. So, bad news, everybody.
We won.
Ha!
So fuck off.
A Sahuagin
Oh, that looks
leaps
like
over the
dark.
side and casts a guiding bolt at Michelangelo. Sure, why not? 3rd level.
Oh my god, please miss.
So let me just get that guiding bolt up.
I can't even see anything that's happening on the boat.
No, you're just like underwater, seeing how much could be happening on the boat. Okay, range spell attack. Natural 1, everybody.
Woo! Thank God.
Okay, so
Luckiest man alive.
oh yeah,
Can you
dude.
guys still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you can.
That would have been 66 lofty. So
Whoo! Very lucky.
yeah.
Who was that? Who was that bad boy?
That was looks
guy
very
down
familiar actually from your little altercation underwater. Was also casting high-level guiding bolts at you repeatedly.
Oh boy, it's return of the big Suhugan person.
Yeah, I mean, looks more feminine. 4 arms instead of just the normal 2.
Oh,
I remember this
no.
Suhugan.
Yeah, it's not a good time for you guys. All right, so That's her action. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty much everything she can do. I think Guiding Bolt's pretty intense. You see a similar flash of light from the other end of the ship at the same time. Oh fuck! Give me
What
one
the-
moment, but somebody might be taking a shit ton of damage right now.
Oh no.
It's not you guys, but
No, but it's someone that we can't see probably.
yeah.
So, Polonius, for example, who was sent there.
Vielleicht.
Vielleicht. Ja.
Du hast 3 andere Leute.
Ja. But also, Polonius ist der Größte.
True.
Who knows?
Yep, that hits. Oh fuck. Well, this will be fun.
No.
Oh, I hate the fact that I have to be so consistent with myself because this could really break the campaign. Oh god, that's a good roll as well.
Stop breaking your own campaign. Just we don't know what your roll means.
10.
Let them
21
live.
damage that was. So, yeah. Somebody just took a large hit. Okay, so next we have again something that you guys can't see.
Stop killing your own characters that you need.
This time it's not my character.
Okay. Stop killing Annie's character when she's not here, or anybody else's. Hello, welcome back. You need a new character because I killed you last when you weren't here. Fun times.
Yeah, that's 8 piercing damage to Nephilim.
Oh, boy. Oh, and he didn't. Oh well.
Okay, cool. So that's everything that you hear from the other end of the ship. Cool. So you see the guiding bolt at this end of the ship. You see another similar flash of light at the other end. Lofty, you recognize this. You know guiding bolt. You can do that. You know what it is. And then you have just some very bulky, like roaring sounds just from the other end of the ship, just like people screaming in battle kind of thing. It sounds pretty fucking intense over there. You guys might be on the lighter end of this situation. So, yeah, no worries, Lofty, no worries. So that's Michelangelo's turn. Now, what are you doing?
All right, they literally. I'll mute every time
Yeah,
that
it's all
story
good.
starts. But damn. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to ask was how many fuck's sake, how many cantrips am I supposed to have?
How many cantrips are you supposed to have? You're supposed to have 4, and you're supposed to have more spells prepared now because you leveled up and stuff. So there's only 5 cantrips that you don't have. So you could have another 2 out of those, and you can also have 2 more spells prepared because you're a higher level now. Or you just never had the right number of prepared initially, actually.
You still have your spiritual weapon up too.
Yeah, you still have your spiritual weapon. You can
Bonus
be using
action.
that as a bonus action.
Can I heal the dude in front of me who took a lot of damage?
The guy who you pulled from overboard.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you want to use healing word or cure wounds?
Healing word,
Healing word. All right.
and then I don't actually know how many spell usage or anything that's like.
No worries. You want me to roll it for you, or are you gonna roll it?
You could roll it because you.
That's 7 points of healing to him then.
Nice. And as my bonus action, I want to attack number 4.
Okay, sure. So you step up.
Or with the spiritual weapon.
Oh, okay, yeah. You move the spiritual
Yeah.
weapon up, and well, you used your bonus action to healing word, so you can't do anything with the
Oh.
spiritual weapon.
Okay. All right. So he um
You can toll the dead, or another cantrip,
um
or you can hit him with your thing that you have. Whatever it is.
I
Mace.
cast the inflict. Can I not?
You
cast
can't, no,
twice in a
because
turn?
well, when you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can only cast cantrips that turn.
Okay.
So no matter what the spell is, if you cast it as a bonus action, you only cast cantrips for the rest of the turn.
All right. Can I target 6 with Toll the Dead from here?
You want to be able to, yeah, sure, you can do that. So with save, what's your save DC? Hang on, I've got it here. 13. It just makes the save.
Okay. All right. Rip. All right, that's my turn then, right?
Yeah, that's your turn, unless you want to move.
Nah.
All right, cool. So that's then Lance's turn.
Can
Yes.
I try to get up on the boat.
All right,
Want to
yeah,
swim
sure.
over to the thing where it's easiest, and then I want to get up.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it'll take your movement to get there, and then you can dash up it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess.
okay.
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
on the deck.
Awesome. Then I have a bonus action left.
Yep.
And I'm right next to a guy, so
Yep.
I'm gonna use my storm aura.
That is dex save, so it's 11. He made an 11. Does that?
Oh yeah, so he takes damage because
Cool.
my save is a 14. He takes 2 damage. 2
Nice.
lightning damage.
That's he's lost 10% of his health.
Wow.
That's Lance's turn. All right.
Hello, I'm back.
Other people are doing stuff. Just make a couple of general rolls for stuff that's happening at the other end of the boat. Yeah, all right. So, all right. So, all right. So now it's number 3's go. Has a crewman in front of him, gonna try and attack him. That's like a 18 to hit. Using his spear two-handed, that's 3 damage. This guy takes a little bit more. Still looking okay. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know it did that. Well, now I do. Oh, well, now oh, that's just okay. Right. Sorry, it was doing math. I was trying to write a negative number into a box, and it was minusing the negative number from the negative number that was already there instead of overriding it, and I had a moment where my brain stopped working. So, that's that guy's. Oh, you can make another attack. So he's gonna try and bite. It's a 9, so nothing happens. Number 4 is going to spin round this zap of electricity and just sort of reaction stab. Two-handed spear attack, 20 to hit. Natural,
That
not
hits.
natural, daddy. So,
Ooh,
um,
hit me.
oh, sorry, that's the wrong die. I'm not rolling a big enough damage die. That is 7 points of piercing damage. Halve 2, 3.
Okay.
And then it's going to try and bite you. And with a 9, it's going to fail to bite you.
Get off me. God.
And then it's going to try and dive off the ship. So if you want to...
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes, please. Also, am I technically flanking with the guy on the other side?
Yep.
Nice. So I get
Not even
advantage.
technically, just actually.
Just actually. Oh, and I needed that advantage. 24 to hit.
24 to hit. All right.
That
Yeah, I mean
probably hits, I
that
guess.
hits. Yeah, fucking roll some
Yes.
damage. What are you waiting for?
That's not that. 15 points of damage.
Holy shit, that guy gets decimated as he tries to leave. The 2 pirates next to you get attacks of opportunity as well. They both miss. That guy's in the water. All right. So, number 5 is doing other things that you guys are not aware of. And number 6 is still kicking somehow. Like, really quite impressive. Now that he's up where Rovan was, he's able to retrieve his spear that he threw last time. And he's going to take a pot shot at Lofty, Michelangelo. Has Michelangelo lost any hit points? I don't think he has yet.
No.
That's a 14 to hit you. Just misses. So, and then given that that's what's happening there, it's gonna leap down and try and bite this dude, which is a 19 to hit.
Oh, poor dude. Then right there between them. God.
All right. That's Rovan. What are you doing?
Shooty.
Shooty. Who we
20
shooty?
shooty. The guy I've Hunter's Mark number.
The guy you've got Hunter's Mark. Oh, 22 to hit? Yeah, he's dead. He's on 1 hit point.
Alright.
So, I mean, you can roll damage if you really want, but it's probably just a waste of everybody's time.
No, but I'm reassigned spellcaster. Like that one there. And then also try and take the position up high. Like up here, is that okay?
Sorry, what was the question?
Can I move to where I've put my tool high? Where I can kind of see down onto things.
You're cutting out real bad.
Yeah, you are cutting
Sorry.
out really bad.
He's
you were
trying to
outside.
retake the high ground.
Yeah, no, I understand what he's doing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you've got plenty of movement to get there. No worries at all.
Alright. That'll do.
Alright then, so, that's your turn. Stuff's happening in the background.
Do this stuff. Am I the only one? We don't have music this time, right? Or do you all hear music?
No, there's no music. I haven't set
Okay,
up
good.
music on Roll20 yet. I will at some
Okay,
point,
no,
but it just
perfect.
wasn't a priority. I actually
I
do
was
have
just
music going.
asking
I've
if
got
I
some
did
pirate metal
something
on.
Wrong again. So.
No, I'm listening to some pirate metal. It's pretty good.
Nice.
It's very appropriate for right now.
Mm.
So, let me. I wish there was a way that I could right-click across layers. I will figure out Roll20 better at some point. Okay. You see Polonius, crazy bastard that he is, chasing somebody down the stairs. Specifically, the biggest Sahuagin you've seen so far, with 4 arms and a trident that is about the same size as lances. And Polonius is gamely chasing after him down there, and you see Polonius has his great axe in his hand, and he's gonna try and attack.
Kill him.
And
Get
that's
him.
16 to hit, which just hits the creature. So, oh, that's interesting. This is the first time I've ever rolled a d12 for damage. 9 points of damage going into
Woo.
that chap there. Hang on. How many points does he start with? What did I say? 9 points of damage.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Okay, and Polonius is going to make a second attack. It's the first time I've actually run him in combat properly, you know, because the first time didn't really count.
Well, he didn't really do anything.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 21. It's another 6 points of damage. You know, chipping away, chipping away. And then all right. Yep, that's it. All right. So now it is. Oh, I haven't put Polonius in the turn order. How do I? I just want to add him to the turn. Oh, add turn. Found it. Okay, we'll just skip back to where we were. Alright. You see another flash of light from the other side, and then this creature, seeing you cast something at it and being a spellcaster, recognizes that you've done something, Rovan. It's going to try and guiding bolt you.
Arg.
Again at 3rd level.
Roll bad. Roll bad.
That
Shadow.
is a
No.
13 to hit.
Does
Come
that
on, you
hit
dodged that.
I've got a 15 AC,
Chilling.
Is that including your new cloak?
including the cloak.
Nice. 15 AC. This
Nice.
flash of light goes streaking past you, and once again you feel like the cloak did something to kind of, like, you were trying to move out of the way and it felt like your movement was just suddenly slightly easier than it would normally be. Feels good. You like this cloak. It's really grown on you right now as these near misses are going past and you're like, pretty sure that should have hit me. What's going on? Abjuration magic helping out. Michelangelo, you seeing this, you're like maybe a little bit more committed to the idea of making another one.
Yeah.
Like, oh, these are pretty good. Maybe we should do that.
Get everyone one.
Yeah. Oh, I just remembered something about crafting magical items, but I'll let you guys have this one.
It's fucking expensive, man.
Yeah, right? I forgot about the gold.
I didn't say anything because I was like,
The DM will remember that, Shelley.
Ooh.
But you're the
And when
DM.
you don't say something, and I think, oh, maybe she should remember that, I will also not say anything. Whose do you think is going to be more impactful, Shelley?
I will say something next time.
Thank you. I just want you to stop me from being an idiot. That's literally all I want from you as my friend.
Okay. Well, I think that's a little bit too large of something that I have to do, but
All right,
Sick.
Michelangelo.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, it me.
You muted yourself.
So number 4 is off the boat. We've got the big
Yes.
guy and Polonius.
Number 4 is long gone. You can't see number 4 anymore.
And we've got the spellcaster. Presumably, like these are
And there's still the sounds of battle and flashes of light coming from the other end of the ship as well.
okay. I'm gonna use my spiritual weapon to attack number 3.
Okay, bonus action attack. Slap that bitch.
Slap it. Yes.
I'm a little confused. What do I have to do? From
Slap
here?
that. You have to roll an attack.
D20, right?
Yeah. It's an attack. Eight plus. There is a plus. Spell attack bonus. 13 hits. Roll your damage. D8. 3 damage. Plus your mod is 3, so 6 points of damage.
Woo!
It's a lot of damage.
Alright. So, action, Lofty. You can cast a spell. Hit something with your mace. You could sit there striking dramatic poses. I'll take it that yep, so Michelangelo is just striking. Toll the dead! Wisdom save. Rolls a 2. It fails. Roll a d12.
Finally! Woo!
Seven points of psychic damage. This bell sound rings out across the field, and this Sahurgan that was just hit in the face by a giant version of Michelangelo then just rears back even further, almost falling off the boat. You want to move, Michelangelo?
No, I'm still good.
Okay, cool. Lance.
I want to flank the big guy with Polonius.
You can't.
I can't? Oh, because
not
that's
really.
a thing
There's
that I
stairs
can't stand on?
and stuff. Yeah, I mean it's the top of the stairs, but then you're leaning over. I'll say that you can flank, but he's going to get a partial cover bonus.
Nah.
So +2 to his AC.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'll still do it.
No worries.
Alright, I'm gonna attack him. I wanna, I get advantage, right? Because
Yep.
we're flanking. I wanna do the Great Weapon Master, -5 to...
Ooh.
We'll see. Okay, which ones were the good ones? These ones. Ooh. All right. Oh God, I don't want to do this wrong. 18.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 17, and I
Okay.
have
So
minus
-5
5
is 12, and then what's your attack mod?
plus 6, so it's just whatever I roll plus
Plus
1
1.
instead.
Yep. Okay.
So
Cool.
18.
18. 18 will hit.
Yes!
Roll
Woo!
damage.
Yeah! Woo! Ooh, nice. So that's 9, 11 plus 4 is 15, 25.
25 points of damage.
Yes!
Big damage.
Big damage.
Big damage.
big
You see
damage.
Polonius looks kind of impressed on the other side, you know? Mainly because the trident is sticking out of the front of the guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it is.
so you did hit him at like the edge, you know, you didn't like central penetrate, but you've definitely like
No.
got prongs of the trident firmly embedded in him. Yeah, pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty good. Bonus action.
Cool. Yeah. I want to use my storm aura. I want to
Alright.
zap him real bad. I hope he doesn't make it safe.
He does not make his save.
That's another 2 points of lightning damage.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty stompy.
Ugh.
Pretty stompy and very impressed.
Big damage. Woo.
Alright. Cool. So, number 5 is going to come chasing out after Polonius. Flanking Polonius. And going to take an attack, which is an 18. So that's going to hit. And that's 2 points of damage.
Put 2 points. Wow.
Yeah, it's going in with the bite, you know, as it lunges forward. Then it's going to pull back and go for a spear attack, two-handed. 19 to hit. So that's gonna go, and that's 6 points of damage onto Polonius. Polonius has just taken this, by the way. Like, as far Polonius has not even turned around. Like, you see Polonius being harried by the Sahuagin behind him, and it's just like, you know, he doesn't even give them enough attention to like casually backhand them or something. It's just, I don't care, and he's just very focused on the guy in front of him. Number 4 is long gone. Number 3 is gonna step forward and try and attack Lance.
God. Do I get partial cover because I'm on the stairs? It's hard to get to me from that
So
point.
the thing is like there's like a railing that's like part of the mast support structure. Like that's what you were attacking over, whereas he's at a diagonal angle, so he can kind of go around it.
Okay.
Look, you hit the Baron exactly with your 18. Okay, you just hit him. So
Okay.
the partial cover was nearly helped him out of there, but not quite. But it's not going to help you, unfortunately. Yeah. So that's a 19 to hit you.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. It's two-handed spear attack. That's 9 points of piercing damage, halved down to 4.
Yep.
Second attack with a bite is a 21 to hit.
That also hits.
That's 5 piercing damage.
All right.
Halved down to 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries, just double checking.
Oh. To the character sheet here. Oh god.
Rovan, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna do the shooty at the
Alright.
spellcaster.
Yep, go ahead.
11.
11 does not hit.
Oof.
Just misses. Just.
Rip.
I'm also gonna to. Can I get to around there? Coming back down,
Yeah, sure.
seeing the cluster foxtrot that's going on there.
Yeah, it's getting messy over in this corner, that's for sure.
Um,
Around this area, it's not a fun time for people.
yeah,
Okay,
that's gonna be.
no worries. So, then it is the Baron's turn. I'm actually going to move him above Polonius in the order because he's been going before Polonius this whole time. He's going to turn around and attack the new attacker. Doesn't like the fact that he's being flanked.
What up?
Yeah, what up? He's going to try and stab you. I will give you the partial cover.
All right.
But I will say that since he's attacking downwards, it's much easier for him to hit you than it is for you to hit him, but I'll still give it to you, because I'm nice like that.
Thank you.
And because he gets advantage anyway, so it probably doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, cool. That was a
Yeah.
natural 19.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a two-handed trident attack, so it's 2d8.
Oh, he gets 2d8. That's mean. I get 2d6.
He has 4 arms. He's four-handing attack.
Oh, he's forehanding it. All right. Listen.
Whoa, it's not a measuring contest. Okay.
I will give that to him.
So that's 12 piercing damage, halved down to 6.
Yes.
How are you doing, Lance?
I'm at half of my hit points, so I'm okay-ish.
Oh, 25, 24, something like that?
I'm at 26
26, cool.
out of
Alrighty.
49.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I should have.
No, it's
Sorry.
fine. It's fine. It's just for me because it's there. And yeah, he's going to attack you again with the trident.
Sure, go for it.
It's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Four-handing again. That's...
Kinky bastard.
It's 15 damage, half to 7.
Yeah. That hurts. Stop it, man. It's not nice.
Okay, and then he's going to take his third attack.
It's okay, fine. Just kill me. It's fine.
Which is a bite this time. And that's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, that also hits.
Oh, this is not good for you.
Oh, wait. If I get a +1, that still hits.
You get a +2.
Well, then that doesn't hit.
Hey!
Yeah.
So he goes to bite, but the railing's there, and he can't quite contort his torso over to actually get down to you. And you're stood on a lower level because you're on the stairs. So even with your height, you just bend your knees a little bit, and it's like this giant mouth. And this whole time, by the way, the sounds of battle around you have been terrifying because there's these high-pitched screaks that you recognize a little bit, but you're used to hearing them underwater, especially you, Lance, and you guys have heard them underwater in the last couple of days. These that sound that was more like underwater is more like outside of it. So yeah, it's very, very loud, and there's lots of flashing lights and stuff with these guiding bolts going off, and Lofty's making huge bell sounds, and there's a giant Michelangelo. It's just everything's fucking nuts. This is a very, very busy ship right now, all right? Which is why you guys haven't really been able to pay attention to what's happening at the other end.
Oh my god.
But it does seem to be quietening down at the other end, and you feel like maybe your other party members are taking care of that other spellcaster that you're aware of, but have yet to see.
I hope it's not the other way around.
Well, guess you'll find out.
Maybe, if I survive long enough.
Okay, so now it's Polonius's turn. And he is gonna finally take notice of the guy behind him.
No, you get advantage if you get to the Baron. Come on, you stupid guy. Not now. Sorry.
He looks around, and just sneers and then turns back.
Okay, 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 okay.
And
I'm not nervous. I don't think I'm dying. It's fine.
he does something very strange. He flips his axe over in his hand, and he makes an attack with it, using the back end of the axe. And he just hits. I was going to give the guy cover bonus, but didn't.
Be careful, you've hurt yourself with that before.
Deals 7 damage. And he's going to use his bonus action to then grapple with the other end of the axe. So he uses the axe. It's a very cool maneuver. He uses the axe handle to like hit him around the face, and then hooks the neck of the of this Sahuagin leader, dragging him with a sharp blade downwards against his neck. So he's now grappled, and there's this leather thong at the end of the axe handle, which Polonius attaches to his belt, and then you see him just sort of stare at his hand for a second, because both his hands are free again, and this giant greatsword just appears in them, just bubbles out like water, forming into a solid sword, and he takes a huge swing with this greatsword. And
Wait. Polonius is busted?
And,
That's just been confirmed, alright. Polonius is busted, alright.
Polonius, this new greatsword, just bisects the Baron straight down the center.
Yes.
Nice.
Also,
Oh my
God.
God.
Polonius
This is amazing.
Thank God we didn't have to fight that guy.
So
We still got the alarm
yeah,
that one hit,
so
though.
there's these two great heavy weapons, and he's just used both of them to take them down. One of them coming from seemingly nowhere, just forming out of like some kind of elemental energy in his hands.
Fucking hell.
And at that point, we're gonna have to take a short break because I really need the toilet.
You really. Yeah.
So, 10 minutes, guys.
Alright.
Alright.
See you in 10.
All right. So, this is pointless. Cool. All right, let's get back into it because I've been reminded of something while we were on break, and we have about like half an hour maybe, so not very long. Oh, Shelley would disappear again. I thought she was
Right.
back. Reparani.
In other news,
Polonius is a
My-
badass.
Polonius is a badass. He very much is a badass. I want great sword summoning.
You want great sword summoning? Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll spiritual weapon out a sword. So I can pretend.
I mean, what does Michelangelo really want to summon more? Himself or a sword?
Maybe himself as a sword.
Oh, Michelangelo as a sword. I mean, you could always just incorporate a sword into the Michelangelo that already appears. I
That
think
is true.
I'm picturing it being fixed at about mid-height, maybe at a 45-degree upwards angle.
Yeah, solid. He has a wide radius.
It's a very cylindrical sword. It's
It's
like it's a really, really girthy rapier
Ooh. I like
that you're
that
always
works.
looking to sheath and things. Anyway, moving on swiftly, save us from that with Polonius having just finished his turn, where he turned his great axe into an improvised weapon in order to grapple a thing down to the ground, and then summoned a huge greatsword and sliced through it. This greatsword has runes carved down the side of it. It's a very fancy bound handle, but it looks like it looks grimy, but not dirty, if you know what I mean. So like magical items are relatively impervious to most harms, but this looks like it's been about as close as it gets without being dispelled to being damaged, but definitely looks magical. Like it just looks too nice to not be magical. Like people don't make swords that look like that without also enchanting them, because there's no point.
It also worked way too nice to not be magical, so.
Oh yeah, like he just went down the middle of the guy, and there's two halves of the Baron, and they both have 2 arms each.
Good job, Polonius.
Yeah. And then he turns and sneers again at the guy behind him. As soon as the Baron's 2 parts hit the floor of hit the deck of the ship, this screeching comes from the little fuck over here, and another one from in this direction. As they see their spouse fall. So.
Yeah, that's right.
So now we're going to see you guys would just about be able to make out the edge of the upper part of the ship. There's still a crewman bravely holding onto the helm, Like, nobody's harassed him. He's just like, I'm gonna keep steering the ship, I guess. Well, all this carnage has been going on behind him. But this second priestess is now got a sight line. Sees Polonius, sees Lance. It's a little bit of a melee on the deck to be able to see much further than that, given that that's like the mast there. So it's not immediately obvious as to who killed the thing. So I'm gonna roll a d4 on roll 20. On an even number, she's gonna think Lance did it, and on an odd number, she's gonna think Polonius did it. On an odd number, she thought Lance did it, is what I just said, right? I just said that, but I
Yeah.
forgot. Okay, cool. Just checking.
Yeah.
All right then.
Kill me.
GG.
Do it now.
We'll see you in the afterlife, Lance.
Guiding bolt,
Okay.
level 3.
Yeah. Bye. Roll back.
Quickly
Natural
dive
20.
into the ship. Oh
Natural
no.
20? I fucking
Oh,
hate this.
no.
As characters, you fucking dick.
GG's.
Yeah, come on. Kill me.
You know what? I'm just gonna roll the dice on roll 20 because it's 12d6.
12d6. Okay.
12? Yeah, it's 12 to 6. Yeah,
44.
I'm gone.
44
Wait, is it-
radiant
is it-
damage.
So that's not halved.
That's not half, no.
You are dead.
Yep.
She's unconscious.
You are.
It's not enough to
unconscious.
outright kill her. The amount that it takes to outright kill Lance is a fuck ton.
Okay.
Lance is a bag of hit points. She's just a meat bag with a giant trident. That's her whole thing.
And a little
Oh.
bit of static energy if you come too close.
Oh yeah, sure. You mean the gravitational pull of all of your hit points are hurting the people around you? Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got so many hit points, they're expended as like sparks.
Yeah, and you get one, and you get one, and you
And you get one, you get one. Alright, so that was a level 3 guiding bolt. 44
Oh, yeah,
radiant
let me
damage. You are unconscious.
I am unconscious. I'm doing this now. Boop.
And the next attack roll made against the Lance has advantage.
Quick question.
Yes.
I fall unconscious on
Mhm.
stairs. Do I fall down? I mean, environmental stuff. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to think. They would be pretty steep, so I'm probably gonna say yes.
Do I take them?
Yay, natural cover after hitting your head a few times.
Yeah. So you take 1, 2, 3 attacks. Well, from the stairs, you're dead.
If I roll less than if I roll less than 20, you take damage and lose a death save. You
Wow.
lose a death save.
Thanks.
That I thought that was a pretty good deal, you know, like
Yeah.
you brought it up.
was.
It's a very valid point. Stairs on ships tend to be pretty steep. You're not going to be
Yeah.
able to just stay on them unconscious. But yeah,
Ouch.
you impact hard enough that something else breaks.
Yeah. Makes sense. Wow.
All right.
That's entertaining, guys. I'm feeling good about this.
Now it's the other one's turn.
Oh boy.
Still has one level 3 guiding bolt left. That was the last level 3 guiding bolt of that other one as well. Nobody has line of sight on you now though, because you're in the hold. And this one also saw what happened, so gonna make the attack against Polonius. Level 3 guiding bolt. It's a 16 to hit, which hits. So, 66. Ten, 14, 19, 21, 23. 23 points of radiant damage to Polonius.
Oh.
Just the impact of this glowing light hits Polonius and is he rears back from it, and then just you physically watch him. Rovan, you're probably the person who's best placed to see this through the melee and everything. You see this beam of light streak across from the target that you've hunter's marked, and you follow that with your gaze. You watch this ray of golden light, this divine magic impact on Polonius, and you watch him get staggered by it, and then he just muscles into the blast
Okay.
and just eats it.
That guy got hit points.
Okay.
Guy is a beast. The whole time I've been describing him as a beast, and I was not lying. He's
You were
very
not.
solid.
This is the guy I was nice to, right? He had a broken arm at one time.
No, there's a different guy.
Oh, shit.
Planius is the captain of the ship.
Okay.
Michelangelo, it is your turn. You just saw Lance fall down the into the hold of the ship. You can see her.
Okay.
And you saw the biggest guiding bolt you've ever seen in your entire life hit a full square in the face.
Can I go and get her? Like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean you can get there for sure. You'll have to get into melee with this guy to be able to like look into the thing and be able to see it. But then you'd be able to. And if you want to go down there, you can also do that and cure wounds, or you can healing word from here if you want to heal Lance, or if you just want to let her, do a thing, and then you can like bonus action attack with your spiritual weapon, toll the dead some shit, throw a rope overboard
can-
like you were asked to earlier.
I can use my bonus action to attack with the spiritual weapon and heal her, right?
So you can cure wounds. Yeah, you can use cure wounds instead of healing word.
Okay. Before I move over there,
Speaking of, like, how many spells have we cast for you now? Like,
I
quite a lot.
think, yeah, a few. I might be out of big spells. I think I am.
You haven't cast any second level spells apart from spiritual weapon, and you've cast, I think, 3 healing words. That seems right. Maybe it's only 2. Yeah, I think you've got 2 first levels and 2 second levels hanging out.
Okay.
So you can totally cure wounds at a first or second level.
Right. Yeah. So before I actually go into attack range of number 3,
Mm-hmm.
I want to hit him with my spiritual weapon.
Totally fair. You want to roll for that?
Sure.
Go for it. Yeah, that's not gonna hit, I'm afraid. Wait, is that including your mod or not? No. That hits? That's right on the money. 12. Just hits.
Nice.
So, that's 1d8 plus your spellcast mod. Eight points of damage. Alright. It looks real rough, guys. It looks real rough.
8 plus 3. That's 11.
Oh, plus 3. Then it's dead. I thought that was the total. Yeah, it's dead. It totally died.
Nice. Woohoo!
Okay, then you want to cure wounds, Lance? Okay. Roll. Yeah, you're doing first or second level? Okay, roll 2d8.
Yes,
2d8
please.
plus 3. Let's go. You can't
Oh,
fail,
die.
Lance. You're not unconscious. You're not unconscious anymore. You're not gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh.
13.
That's so
Alright.
16.
13. Oh, 13 plus 3, so 16 points of healing.
Yeah.
Big
Thank
healing.
you.
Yes.
Let's go, Lofty. Clutch.
Woo.
Clutch
Woo.
Michelangelo for the save. Alright.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God, thank you.
So, that's now Lance's turn. Just in time to come back up into consciousness. You're now in the
Oh my God.
the belly of the ship, and you can feel this like pain where you're lying, and you're like, oh, well, clearly that hurt. and
Oh, that's
everything.
a broken rib.
I,
Ew.
and all you can really remember is just like looking across at a priestess that was making some kind of a screeching noise in your direction, and then just a beam of light just got
Right in the
filled
face.
right in the face.
It was really bright there for a second.
Yeah, and
And then really dark there for a second, but I feel okay
yeah,
now.
and you have like, do you guys know what an ice burn looks like compared to like a normal burn? It's like another step removed from being burned, but you're still burned kind of thing. So like your face feels super tight and like the wrong temperature for the rest of you, and you're just like you don't really want to look in the mirror right now because everything just feels wrong, and you're like moving your facial muscles, and you're like, is my head still attached? Yep, cool. What do you want to do?
Oh god, I hope that leaves a pretty scar. I want to get up.
Yep.
So that's half my movement.
Yep.
I guess.
You're down
And
the
I
bottom
want
of
to
some
pet
stairs.
Michelangelo on the. Like, thanks, buddy.
Okay, yeah, you get back up onto the main deck and
Yeah. And then
peek your head over.
can't really do anything.
Not so much. I mean,
Gonna go back down.
sure. I mean, there's still number 5 there.
Well, oh yeah, true. Can I get to him though? I
Yeah,
don't
you
think I
totally can. Yeah, it's only 15
Yeah?
feet away from you.
Well, then I'm gonna do that.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna rage again as a bonus action.
All right.
And
Raging
then-
Lance.
Yeah.
Can you do your aura when you activate your rage? Or is it
Let
just
me
after
look
that?
that up.
Hasn't come up yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you gain a 10-foot aura effect when you start your rage, and as a bonus
Yeah,
action
cool.
on
No worries.
each of your
So,
turns.
dex save
yeah,
for him.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
That's a 14 plus 1, 15.
yeah, that
Makes
saves.
it? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ill tech him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna take the -5.
All right, let's go. Great weapon master.
Natural 19 plus 1,
One.
so 20.
Dirty 20 for a great weapon master attack.
Oh god, I hate those things.
Okay, roll your damage.
Cocked. That's 6 plus 1 is 10 plus 2 is 12 plus 10 is 22. Goodbye.
You know how many hit points these things have?
22? I
Yeah,
don't know.
exactly.
Oh my god.
You just insta-killed it. Just gibbed. You're like,
Yes!
fuck this shit. I've been unconscious. Everything's dead now.
Yeah. Kind of.
And everything's starting to get really decimated now. Rovan, what are you doing?
I'm putting an arrow in spellcaster.
Okay, Arrow the Spellcaster.
Yeah.
Sounds like a spin-off DC series.
A 17.
17. 17 will hit.
That is 13 damage.
13 damage. Yeah, is that including your hex as well?
My what?
You have that creature hexed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Your Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's
you meant.
Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the Ranger hex.
The Ranger hex.
You included the Hunter's Mark damage there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No worries, just checking. It's easy to forget.
Mm.
Alright. So that's you guys. He be dead. So then it's Polonius's turn. Seeing the spellcaster over there. Let me just have a look in his tool bag. Yeah, he's he's gonna pick up the great axe again and throw it at the spellcaster. Which is 21 to hit her, so that hits.
Wow.
5 points of damage. So this huge great axe. This thing is the easily bigger than Bjorn. About the size of Nephilim. And he just woof, woof, and it just spins and spins and spins and spins and just slams in to this spellcaster, and he chases it. He throws it, but he's running after it, and right after it impacts, he uses that to grapple the spellcaster down to the floor.
Yes.
And the sword that he's left behind on the deck, you don't know how it happened, but it's in his hand again, and he's stabbing it downwards.
Oh my god, he's so cool.
He's really fucking cool, guys.
Oh my god.
Big damage.
That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah. Kill
For
her.
another 12
Kill
points
her. Kill
of damage.
damage.
So, it's now the spellcaster's turn. So, out of third level spell slots, you'll be glad to hear. You gotta come up with something else to be doing against you guys.
Is Plonius by the spellcaster now as well?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
Different spellcaster, the one that's having a turn though.
All right.
Yeah, this one's gonna cast Spiritual Weapon.
A giant
Giant trident.
Trident, yeah. Like last time.
Did you move Plonius?
Oh, I moved I moved whoever this little crewman wait, no, he was there already. No, yeah, I didn't move
Yeah,
him,
he
but
was
I
there
intended
already.
I intended to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's over there.
I was just confused.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake.
Okay.
All right, and that spellcaster is looking rough. In fact, actually, yeah, the other one's looking rough. So, yeah, seeing the situation. This one's gonna scream out. And cast hold person on Lance.
Ah.
So that's a wisdom save.
Oh boy. Wisdom save?
Mhm.
Dirty 20.
Oh, yes. So with the rage and the crackling of electricity around you, and you've just been unconscious next to death's door again, you could hear the waves crashing over your soul as you slipped away into the black before you were dragged back by the magical healing light of Michelangelo. And then you take that and you just shake off this magical force that was gripping your mind, forcing your body to be immobilized. Just shrug it off. No big deal.
Yeah. No, thank you.
All right, then. And she dives off the
Also,
boat.
That's gotta be the worst fucking thing for her too, because she guiding bolted me in the face. I fell down the stairs and
Immediately
came
bounced
again.
back up. Yeah, exactly.
It was just
Right?
3
It was
hit
like.
points less than before she hit me.
Yeah, that sucks. All right.
Yeah.
She dives off the boat.
Good fucking bye. See you never, or something.
The other one is currently grappled. Just held down. Polonius's greatsword is still in her chest. and she's just gonna like Iron Man guiding bolt him in the face at second level. Close range spell attack. So let's see how this goes with disadvantage. She rolls a 2, just off into the sky, you know. And then it is Michelangelo's turn.
Can I get my spiritual weapon over there? It has higher movement than I do, right?
I think it has 20 feet of movement.
20 feet of movement.
Okay, no.
2,
So
4. You can't. Well, it can live in Polonius's space because it could just be above him. So yeah, you can totally get it there and try and get an attack off.
I'm just gonna.
Roll an attack. Roll an attack. Let's do it. Why not? Let's go wild. She's pinned to the deck with a great sword. You have advantage. Let's go.
Let's go.
Kill her! Woo!
It's 11, and then plus.
Plus, yeah, it hits. Roll
5?
damage.
All right.
1d8 plus 3. Let's go.
Oh, it's 2. So 5.
5.
just the weapon just falls on it.
You're more than half to hit points.
Oh, let's go. All right, and then it's still my turn.
Still your turn.
Yeah.
Action. Toll the dead.
Toll the dead.
Toll the dead.
Toll the
Let's
dead.
go.
All right, wisdom save.
Woo.
That's a 16.
Wait. I don't actually know what it is to save, but I'm pretty sure it dodges it, right?
I'm pretty sure it dodges as well. Let me check.
Probably.
Where's Michelangelo? There he is. Spell save 13. Yeah, well past it. So this giant bell appears, but she will not go loudly into the night.
Final. Like, I'd like to move behind. Actually, no. I'll stay. I'll stay where I am. I think I'm fine.
All right. So, Lance.
I think I just can get to her, right? 5, 10. I like 5.
Yeah,
10,
you can get there
15,
easy.
20,
There's
25.
a ruler as well, you know. It's the fourth icon down.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I wanna hit in the fucking face with my
Slam!
big ass trident.
Big ass trident. There's a huge greatsword in her. You're gonna add a trident. It's like
Yeah.
a whole set of cutlery. You got a
Well,
fork, a
yeah.
knife. You need a spoon. Maybe close range
Well,
mangonel. Those
preferably
kind of
in her
have
face if
spoons,
I
you know.
can, but- Alright. Do I get advantage anyway?
Yeah,
she's
I
on
mean
the
she's on the
ground?
ground. She's prone.
Well, I'm probably don't need it, but I'm gonna at the
Reckless.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, everything that
Just
I can.
400 advantage.
14 hits, right?
14 hits.
Yeah,
Was that Great Weapon Master as well?
yeah. So, oh boy.
How do you
10,
wanna
15,
do
20,
this?
24 points of damage.
I-
Yeah, I want to stick my fucking trident in her face, and even though I know that wasn't her, that kind of almost killed me, I still want to say, how does it feel, huh? And just
Nice.
in her face.
Yeah. And she expires with a gurgling screech, and you hear another as the other one slips beneath the waves at the side of the ship.
I'm flipping her the bird.
It seems like there's no sounds of battle at the far end. Seems like the fight is over for now. And we're going to find out exactly how much damage and wreckage has been caused to the wave sphere when we come back next week.
Woo!
All right.
Survived, guys. Well done.
We did it.
So level 5, right? Level 5?
Yes, you are now level 5 for that fight.
Oh, and level 5. Boosted.
Nice.
That was a CR5, several CR4s, and a whole bunch of CR1s. So
You're not joking, we're actually...
yeah,
level
you're level
5.
5. Yeah, that was a really tough fight for 3 players to deal with. And I squishied it a little bit for the fact that people were missing, but I also didn't want to fill Jaeger people, so
Oh my god.
level 5, real power spike.
That's awesome. Level us up, man. Get
So,
us there.
I want you guys to think about what you're going to be doing for the next 14 days while you're on the boat, because we're going to wrap up this section, and then we're going to time hop to coming into Imadori next week.
Okay.
Fuck.
So we've got a minimum,
glorious,
we've got a maximum of like 45 minutes of game time on the boat. So think about how you want to use it.
Gonna continue making this cloak,
Yeah, sure.
and I guess remaining time. I'm
I'm giving you a freebie
pray.
on the fact that it costs 500 gold to do that, which I
Uh-oh.
completely forgot about at the time. I was just looking at the time requirement and saw that that fit and was like, oh, you could totally do that, but it also costs 500 gold, so, you know.
We don't have that kind of.
However, it would normally be like half cost because you're doing it yourself, so that'd be like 250 then, and then, you know.
You can put some of the gold that we have from the thingy thing in there, though.
You kind of didn't really find enough stuff on the Life's Gambit. Like, I was thinking about it afterwards, like, there was a lot of people on that boat. There would be more stuff, but I mean, sure, some of it got scattered and stuff, but I'll just say that, you know, there was a little bit of overage that you guys have put into using this, like, as components for this enchantment that you're constructing. So don't worry about it. It's fine. You guys can get a free
Okay.
cloak of protection, and I won't even be mad.
Sweet.
Thank you.
GG, guys. I'm looking forward to next week. Like, seriously, Imadori, you guys are gonna go fucking crazy. You want a little sneak preview?
Yes.
Sure. What can I say no?
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, damn. Oh, wow.
Oh, you are here.
we.
There's so much to explore.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So,
We're gonna get into some trouble.
you guys are gonna get into some trouble. So right now, you guys are just here.
Wow.
You can use the ruler on this as well, guys. It is the correct scale.
Oh my god.
So
Wow.
you're it's just over a hex per day. A hex is 100 miles. It's 120 miles per day that you can make in the ship. So you're just shy of you're just about 16 days away from. You're a little bit further out now than you were actually. So you're like here. Yeah, you have to navigate the river, which adds on a little bit of extra time. It's not the same, you know, you can't go full ocean speed on a river. It's not going to work.
Makes sense.
But yeah,
Coming into Imadori like Captain Jack Sparrow. with the boat singing.
basically, yeah. But yeah, we'll take stock and we'll come back next week, and I'm very excited for you to see the shenanigans.
Oh.
All right. Excited.
Bye,
excited.
guys.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
Peace out, stream.
Oh yeah, we're streaming. Bye, Twitch.